Immediately got rid of the the million status effects I put on the Tevkin.
What are you doing, Maxwell?
I feel like
He's
a bad
sleeping on
dad.
my table.
Aww.
Anyways, thanks for letting me trauma dump on you guys.
That's what the first hour of each session is for.
The next time I get a cat, it's gonna be a boy cat, and I'm in honor of Jacob. I'm gonna name it Base.
Are you gonna get a
I
kitten or a full grown?
I don't know.
Get an
Just
orange
like the
cat.
next.
Well, if you
No,
get a
I don't want an
male
orange cat.
Yes,
if you
do.
get a male kitten, it's like I've grown up with cats. I've had every cat imaginable, kittens and full grows. If you get a male kitten cat, it's gonna blow your mind how clean they are. 10 times more than any other cat you've ever had. It'll literally
Very
pick a
true.
spot. It'll pick a spot on around your shoulder, and it'll stay in that spot no matter where you are in your apartment until it's like halfway through its lifespan. It'll
God
never
damn
want to
it.
leave you.
You
I
should.
know. Boy cats are much more affectionate than
You
girl
should have
cats.
seen
Meeper.
Mommy when she was a kitten. Even now, she is so attention starved. She will climb up on your chest, lay there forever. She cannot be close enough to you when she's with you.
Our cat will climb up on people's chests and like look into our eyes, and then like if we try to look away or break eye contact, he'll take his paw and grab our chin and pull us back to eye contact. I'm not even kidding.
Meeper, I was just looking through my photos when we were talking about cats, and I found that video you sent us of mistletoe, and now I'm gonna start crying. So
Aw.
I'm mad. I'm upset.
Good.
Stupid ass cat had to die. She just sent us a video while we were in Georgia of him doing the saddest, like, confused little meow, like 3 weeks before he died.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
It was so
Don't even get
sad.
me going.
Yeah.
I think of all the times that I like pushed Bug away when she wanted to cuddle with me, and I think about that
100%.
now, and I'm like, holy fuck, I'm a shit person. I should fucking die.
That so since we're trauma dumping, for the first 3 years after my dad died, the last time I saw him, I remember like giving him the last hug that I gave him. And I always remember I was like, okay, I gotta go. Like, I gotta go. And every single day for those 3 years, I remembered that. Remembered the fact that
Jesus.
I was the one that pulled away.
I'm so sorry. That fucking.
I'm good now. Better now. But
You never, ever, 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 ever take anything for granted. Like, because that shit,
No.
you think you're going to have it forever, but then one day it's going to be gone, and you're going to sit there and think about all the shitty things that happened and all the ways that you weren't good enough. Like,
All the
it's
things
just,
we've been talking about when Charles gets home, I'm literally gonna hug him 15 minutes. I'm not even
serious.
kidding.
Every single day I think about what it would be like if like Catherine died or something, and like I have made it my life's ambition to never take anyone I love for granted.
felt that's one of the biggest things when I started tea was obviously tea fucks with your libido, right? And to a point where my levels are so ridiculously high and out of whack that like I can't be on a regular level with somebody who is mature at this point. And there was a while where like it caused difficulty in our relationship at this point because of all the shit we've been through with dad, etc., etc. I'm like, no, I don't fucking care. I deal with my shit. Like you don't take advantage of the love that you have for others.
I'm not sure exactly what you're saying.
Like as in needing other people or needing other looking to outside sources.
Like stick to what you have kind of thing.
Exactly.
Unless you're both in a amicable polyamorous relationship and it's all chill and cool.
Yeah, to each
Like
their
I
own.
Yeah.
And me.
Yeah. In fact, I know that we're trying to play D&D, but just one more thing is that Ryan actually just gifted Catherine a bunch of stuff for her birthday.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny, like how much like my partners like get along and love each other.
Charles just got home. Feel free to start. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Yeah, go suck his
You've
dick.
got to go hug him. Go suck his dick. I'm tired of this trauma stuff. This is sad.
You're sad.
You're
I
No.
could give you. I could give you more. Shut up. Fuck you.
What did you say? I didn't even hear you.
Me either.
I said something about being sad, and Meeper was like, "You're one to talk."
No, that's not what I was referring to when I said that.
Oh, what were you referring to?
When you said go suck his dick.
Oh
Oh,
my god.
that too.
Backing away from the
Yeah.
trauma dumping thing a little bit. Did you guys hear that somebody confessed to the murder of Brian Thompson on Tumblr? Claiming that
What?
the billionaire CEO that Luigi Mangione allegedly shot, somebody
Yeah, I know.
on Tumblr confessed to the murder, saying it wasn't Luigi, it was me, and here's why. And he's been trying to get
Is
in
it-
touch with Luigi's legal team to try and get him acquitted.
Is it legitimate though,
Oh.
or is it somebody
Yeah, is
just
that
like?
real or is that?
Somebody really is claiming that. I don't know if they are lying or not, if that's what you're asking.
I knew putting the Luigi amiibo on our altar would work.
That's true. We have a Luigi amiibo on our fucking like pagan altar, and
We have a
Clear the day you
Braylon
got caught.
picture. We have a Braylon card in a like one of the little stands that watches over everything.
that's amazing. I'm
My
so mad
mom
though.
has, like, all the paperwork and stuff. She usually deals with it, and she's
I'm
been
back.
needing to put stuff in folders, but it's like really hard when you have a billion folders to tell which one's which. So she's asked me to draw things on them. One of the first drawings I did, since some of the stuff is for like health insurance and stuff, was a Luigi hat.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm kind of low key pissed though, because like my favorite Pokemon for the longest time has been Breloom, and now it's like lame to say that your favorite Pokemon is Breloom because it's everybody's favorite Pokemon.
I just told Charles like all the crap we were all talking about and stuff, and I was hugging him and stuff, and he says to me, "Y'all play D&D real different from most people." I was like, yeah, I guess so.
That's funny.
That's why, this is partially why D&D means so much to me, because it's a group of people that I essentially bare my soul to every single week, who I'm more comfortable with
Group
than
therapy.
anybody.
It is group therapy. It's group
Oh,
therapy in a way that's
absolutely.
like not forced. Like you don't have to go somewhere and like know that the whole purpose is to be sad around other people. Like when you have friends, you just kind of like you make a dick joke and then you trauma dump and then you make another dick joke and it's like yeah.
Absolutely.
Hi, I'm
D&D,
Shadow
like,
Sense.
I'm just saying, D&D has brought us together in so many ways. There's been events in which we have like met in person, and even through like everything that this friend group has been through, and there's been a lot of fucking shit.
There
Like,
has been.
there's been a lot of shit. Like
And
we all go ahead.
I'd like to take a moment real fast to appreciate Meeper in this. Meeper was
Oh yeah.
way back in 2019. That was the first. I would never have gotten into D&D if it weren't for Meeper saying we should play D&D. It's like it sort of cascaded down into all of this.
When she said let's play D&D, I felt that.
Yeah, no, unironically. No, I know we're goofing, but I'm being kind of serious. Like I never thought I was always interested in D&D conceptually, but I never had any interest in actually playing it. I thought there was so much to it, and it was like, well, we could just use a whiteboard and use Discord to roll dice.
Oh
And
yeah, that's how it started.
It was as easy as that. And if that never happened, we probably would never have even met you guys.
Oh yeah. That's Meeper is the catalyst for a lot of things. I would never have met Cassie if not for her just joining a random Monster Hunter hunt during Rise one day.
True.
That literally started everything.
I wouldn't have met
like
you guys
that,
if Meeper hadn't insisted that I try Lethal Company with you guys.
Dude, that hunt, like years and years
It's crazy
ago,
to think about what it has caused up to this
it
point.
has caused so much. Like you and I in particular have been through a lot of shit.
Oh yeah, you and me and Catherine and Brandon and Tommy by extension might have some of the deepest lore in the past.
I know that I'm like the baby of the group as far as like I'm the new person, and I've I hope to get to know most of you.
You've trauma
Even
dumped
more
as much as
over-
all of us. You're fine.
I hope that I get to, maybe we'll meet in real life, and maybe I can be a part of for future stories and stuff. And I want all
Well,
that.
It's
but I
looking
wanna
more and
also-
more likely.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently
wanna
everybody's
also-
moving to Seattle. Also, Tommy, you're moving to Seattle.
I
Fun fact.
also want to thank Meeper for giving me the chance to meet all you awesome people, but also this Discord. The fact that I joined this Discord like a week before I got outed as trans online is half the reason I handled it as well as I did, and I felt comfortable enough to be out online as trans and to be myself.
Hell yeah.
And so thank you all for just being
Yeah,
awesome.
absolutely. Also, I'm thinking about it, Morgan. I haven't made up a full-on decision yet. I have people.
No,
who,
I have.
Well,
You're
I have.
going.
the thing.
You're
I-
going.
You're here.
The thing is,
Tommy,
I don't have
you're
anyone.
moving.
I don't have anyone to stay with up in Washington, but I have people to stay with in Michigan, which is why I was going there to begin with.
Oh, hear me out. Taylor's been going on and on about this fucking van life. Is it Taylor, by the way, still, or have you decided?
Let's just do Shadow for now. I mean, I've always been Shadow.
Got it. Shadow has been going on and on about this fucking van life thing. Maybe you should give it a shot and we can just buy a parking pass in our garage.
I don't have a van or the money with which
We'll
to
buy-
purchase one.
We buy you a van. You buy a van and then we move on. Like,
To be very clear, the van life stuff I proposed was to Meeper because she's got money from like inheritance stuff, and like she's in a position.
she is
where she can
also
do
not
that.
built. She's not built for van life, bestie.
She's not.
I
built
love
for a
her.
I
lot
know
of
a
things
lot of
as of
I know
right
a lot
now.
of
She-
awesome people that live in vans.
She lives similar to I live, where I go outside and I'm like, ugh, outside. I need AC. So she literally has come over to my house during a hurricane because her house had no AC, just to
A lot
sleep
of
on my
these-
couch.
For the record, a lot of these vans, if I were to like drug you and knock you
Hi,
out
Maxwell.
and put you in the
Excuse
van
me?
and you woke up in the van, you would have no idea you were in a van until you opened a door because it doesn't look like a van on the inside at all. It feels like you're inside a little house or
I
apartment.
will say that I've wanted an RV for some time now.
Tommy,
lot of
get an
maintenance.
RV and move to Washington. Move to Seattle, specifically. Seattle greater area.
Move to conservative Republican Spokane. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't do
Move
that.
here. Don't move here.
Don't do that. Move to the fun zone. Apparently, I found this out today when I was walking around. We are in the second gayest neighborhood, like highest percentage of queer people and queer clubs and bars in all of Seattle.
Only the second highest skill issue.
I can't afford Capitol Hill.
You're just not gay enough for Capitol Hill.
A
I
one
found
bed
out
in
that-
Capitol Hill is $3K a month.
Seattle court systems is the reason why, by the way, why like almost all trans health things are covered on Washington's insurance now. If you're in Washington,
I'm just saying, Seattle's based.
We're nearing in on 10 o'clock here.
Eastern.
I'm ready to go.
I am also ready to play.
Same.
I'm ready to believe you.
Would.
Okay. So, last time, I had to cut things a little short, but that's okay because things did still happen.
Sorry about
As-
that.
You all,
Before you
Woke
continue,
up.
Meeper, that thing about it cutting short, that could have been said about sex. I just in my mind, I thought you could say that in sex, and that just
Funny
really
stuff.
funny to me. Yeah, to me, it was really funny.
All you had to do, Taylor, was
Thank
say that's what
God.
she said, and that joke would have been just as good.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can set up my soundboard to mute individual people in the Discord server at a click of a button. Anyway, so you all woke up in Mira's little book nook house shop thing. She served you breakfast using your own rations. And then after you all made some plans, deciding to eventually go directly to the head of House Moikt to speak to them about this whole burning down buildings shtick they got going on, only to find out that your place was also apparently set to be burned down, as it was in a plot of land they were planning to build in. Uh, you just barely avoided getting a notice nailed to your door before you packed up for the day, and then you went to the sort of main building of House Moicht, the only real building of any stature or long-standing nature. You went in, managed to expedite yourself an appointment with the leader of House Moicht, Matron Mother Caudom Moicht. And then, after only a little bit of waiting, you went in to meet with her. There, sort of on the second floor, her large office, its window, sort of balcony facing the Narbondel, the red light pouring through the windows. You met what is very ancient female drow. Beneath the wrinkles, the skin clings to the bone. And you asked her a few questions, things like, would it be possible to essentially rent out a space in order to place your little bookshop? Why were they burning things down? Exactly who are the people that you have the talisman for? And then you also told her about your run-ins with Priestess Brita some time ago, which she once again said to speak with the members of House Dim. And kind of as you were winding down, asking her questions, although, new session, if there's anything else you want to ask her, or if you just forgot and want to ask her again, now is the chance. You were looking to ask her about a certain person who is of interest to Avery. And we're just going to pick up right where we left off.
That's right. Last time before Cassie and Catherine left because of whatever they left for that they didn't talk about, I was going to ask if she knew anything about Mr. Black.
Okay.
It was something like, what was I going to say? We've heard tell of somebody named Mr. Black running around. We should very much like to meet with him. Or at the very least know where he is.
Avery's expression darkens at the sound of his name.
Is everyone all together right now?
Yes, everyone is currently within her office. You spent a surprising amount of time figuring out whether or not you were going to split up or not, and eventually decided against it. I guess Kratos isn't with you, unless Brandon is here with us today, but I haven't heard a peep out of him, so I assume not.
I thought he texted you. He got called into work at like 7 a.m., so he's
yeah.
How does drow leadership work? Like, is it a voted position, or is it
noble families?
Like queen, basically?
It's kind of weird. There are basically any house of stature almost always has a matron mother, save for special cases. And that matron mother is, in the best case scenario, appointed by the previous matron mother. But in other times, one may come to overthrow them, either politically or violently.
So it's not like, my kid's gonna be ruler, and then their kid's gonna be ruler. It's okay. It's succession, but like...
Yes, although most matron mothers usually do choose one of their daughters to take over the role. That is why this is, House Moicht, and it is a Moicht who is running it.
I'd like to say something to the lady, but I'll wait for everyone else to be done.
Yeah, you see, her kind of like, almost like rub her hands a little bit. You hear her old joints creaking. And she kind of pauses and she's like, ah, what a dour sounding name. He does sound like he would fit right at home here in Naranzan, but I must say, if such sort is within this town, they have done well to elude my eyes and ears.
Well, let me rephrase the question. Have you seen anybody out of the ordinary come in or out of town recently? Any reports from your personal guard or those of the higher-ups in society? Perhaps up north in the other half of the city? Aside
There
from
have
us, of
been
course.
strange folk who have been seen throughout the outskirts of our territory, uh, bobbing in and out of alleys, coming in and out of the city, soot, uh, boot prints from places of recent burning sites. But there are always sorts who wish to uphold the rot, as it were.
Meeper, would you
And
remind
we,
me real quick why I forgot how we knew that Mr. Black was nearby. Did Avery smell something?
so when you defeated Papillion, you spoke to him, and you were aware that he was essentially a political assassin within Farinaranzan. And you know that his contract was with Mr. Black when you asked him.
Okay.
What I wasn't in the group yet for these things, right?
No, this was
No.
the session
Okay.
before, or
Yeah,
two sessions.
you
before
missed
joined.
you missed the absolute chaos that Simon caused in
In
Vile
case you
Deed.
missed what the woman just said. So if you remember, the rot is what they call advancement, like as like society moves on, and the burning that they do is their way of symbolizing how they prevent society like advancing. They believe in they're traditionalists essentially. If you remember that from last time.
Yeah.
And she just said that there are some that want to uphold the rot. So clearly what she's saying is that there's rebels. There's a revolution attempting to happen in this part of the city. And if there's a revolution, maybe the revolutionists would hire an assassin.
Are you saying that out loud as Mira?
No, I'm saying that to you outside the game because
Yeah, I know, but like it would be weird for me to mirror that exact sentiment to her.
I'm just relaying what was just said in game in case you didn't notice it.
Meeper, I love this picture of your cat, but your cat looks extremely tired.
He's a cat. Of course, he's always extremely tired.
What I mean is like the darker color around the nose and eyes. He looks like he got pepper sprayed. Almost. He looks like
Yeah, he's our little surfer boy. He's a toasted marshmallow.
Excuse me, matron mother. I am a drow, obviously, but I was raised in the northern continent, and I know a lot less about drow culture than I would like, including my own lineage. I wanted to know, is there by chance some drow method by which to determine what house or clan I might belong to, if any?
Well, there are certain methods of scrying and whatnot which can lead you in the right direction, but if we had something so perfect as that, I don't doubt that many houses would have been upheld and many more would have fallen, as is the way of the drow. But perhaps some things are best left unturned.
Okay. You mentioned the people trying to uphold the rot. I'm gonna be blunt with you, woman to woman, and I'm genuinely trying to like get her to open up more to me because I'm a female drow like she is, and maybe she'll be cooler with that. I'm gonna say to her, is there a revolution occurring in your city right now that you are trying to squash?
I mean, as much a revolution as children throwing a tantrum against their parents.
Ooh,
No, there are
silence.
some citizens who always are upset whenever we have to evict them temporarily and in order
Okay, well,
to
hold on.
cleanse the rot.
Okay, let's say there's a house or a building that has, quote, the rot, as you call it, and you don't do that. What happens? Like, let's say you skip ahead 2 years of you not, cleansing this rot. What happens to the building?
Well, the conditions of the building slowly deteriorate. There's some time and leeway depending on the craftsmanship of what is there, but ultimately it simply becomes unsafe. We do not build for time. We build to break it down and rebuild it
Why don't
again as
you
something
why
new.
why don't you build something more like long lasting?
I imagine it's because of the materials down here in the Underdark. The
Yeah, but
mushroom trees don't make for very sturdy building materials.
But we're talking about a civilization of drow living down here. There's no way they don't have access to traders or wood somehow. And like, if it's a city that's meant to maintain and stay here as long as it is, I don't know why they wouldn't just eventually upgrade to stone or wood for their structures. It seems really redundant to just rebuild over and over and over. I feel like at a certain point, it makes more sense just to do the extra effort to obtain the wood or whatever. Is
That
all I'm saying.
sounds like a cultural misunderstanding. Now, elaborate on these children throwing a tantrum. I would very much like to hear about that.
Yes, there are the likes of those who we say, remove your belongings, return to us in order to find a new dwelling for us to place you in, but instead they do things like chain themselves up to the building and whatnot, and it puts things all behind schedule as we have to remove them from the premises and such and such. Sometimes even things get a little violent, as it were, but we manage. As for them, they'll hold grudges that even the drow can be proud of, but we deal with them and we keep what order we can.
Can I roll insight for this
Yeah,
woman?
what I was gonna say, Maper, what was her name again? I forgot.
Khaldun Moix.
Lady Khaldun. If I might know the location of some of these dissonants, that I might go and speak with them, as a gesture of good faith towards you and your house.
Let's see here. Yeah, if you want to roll insight, you can go for it, and Tommy, you can go and roll me persuasion.
And I'm rolling because I just want to. I don't necessarily on the things she said. I just want to know if she's, more evil than she's letting on. I don't know.
Simon hears union busting and is upsetty spaghetti.
I got a 2.
Yep.
Simon, very much. I'm gonna luck that. I'm gonna luck that.
Okay.
No charisma.
All right. So, Mira, she seems just as wry, elderly, and drow-like. You wouldn't trust them to fucking bring you back a coffee. But that's how she's been basically this whole interaction. So, you err on the side of caution, but no more than what you would do normally. Simon, you say that, and she thinks it over, and she's like, fine, if you wish to speak with them. Perhaps you will speak some sense into them, but if not, it is fine by me. Uh, you'll find them in a female shelter near the outskirts of Moik territory uh,
Would it
to
be
the west.
to the west? Thank you. And would it be safe to assume that this is where you house them until such time as their homes are rebuilt from the ground up?
Oftentimes we have places for them to go almost immediately. Rarely will they have to spend a night roughing it. However, if they find themselves to be unwilling to stay or rent with us again, they oftentimes do end up in a key meal shelter before they move on to somewhere else.
Thank you very much. I think I shall go and pay them a visit and see if I can't talk some sense into them, you see.
Well, that's quite all right, then I will get back to my own business.
I'll politely step back to anybody who wants. I'll step behind the gang if anyone else wants to step up and talk to her.
We already asked her about Mr. Black. Yeah, we asked her like if she's seen him, and she said no.
She mentioned that there was some people who she didn't recognize, people who didn't fit the general goings on of Fernaranzan. I think that's all I remember from that part of the conversation. I don't remember where she said they were.
Okay, well, I'll ask her. So you mentioned some undesirables. Do you know where they might be?
Well, any vagrant who comes through here who does not plan to stay long often either ends up in one of the key meal shelters or the local tavern, which will take such types. Let's see here. Where is its name? The Chateau d'Idri. That would probably be the best place for you to look.
What kind of place is this chateau exactly?
It is run by House Idri. It is a tavern, like most places, but it has become popular amongst your sort due to their willingness to accept non-drow.
I see. Well, I think that's a good place to start then.
Would you like to?
One more thing. Have there been any reports of missing children around here?
No more than the usual.
Define usual.
Oh, sometimes promiscuous higher nobles will have too much fun one night in one house of fun or another, and sometime they see to it that any mistakes are not around anymore.
Simon's gonna say this as
What I think you're saying.
Simon's gonna say this as though, he's got the noble background. He's gonna be, try and play up that part of him to seem like it's not as vitriolic and venomous as he's intending it to be. Leave it to an aristocrat to sweep a problem under the rug, or at the very least, the remains of a problem.
I'm sorry. Are you implying that children are being abused and then disappeared?
Ah, they're rarely around long enough to do anything more than disappear. It's as if they were never there.
And you don't have a problem with this.
The business of others is no business of my own. It's the
Mira,
reason I've been around so long.
It's a
Mira
real
is slowly pulling a Molotov out of her bag behind everyone.
That is the real libertarian worldview there, and not one
Yeah.
that I share the sentiment of.
Don't
Mira's
worry.
gonna speak up and say, "It looks like there's some rot in this room we need to burn down."
Are you actually? Holy shit! Are you actually saying that?
Fuck yeah, I'm saying that. You're the one. This woman just said it. She doesn't give a shit. The kids are dying. What the fuck?
No,
Like,
no.
of course I said that.
Mira, let's be calm about this.
Wow,
Oh.
you slipped into your Irish or your Scottish.
I might have a little bit. Let's try to remain calm. This lovely lady is being hospitable to us outsiders. And I'm sure you, being a drow, can only get so far in terms of her good graces.
I look her in the eye and I say, you might be a matron, but you're sure as hell not a mother. What kind of is happening to children?
Calm yourself. Can we speak outside, Mira?
Yeah, go outside. I have more questions.
I'm gonna drag Mira.
I get dragged out.
Yeah,
by Tommy.
I'm dragging Mira outside.
Does wait? As I get dragged off though, do I get like some sort of response from her? Like as I get pulled out, do I hear something? Anything?
You just hear her essentially say, "Any good mother always does the best for her favorite children."
And I'm dragging her away. I'm dragging Mira away as fast as hard as I can.
Hold on. Let me check. Let me check what the range of fireball is really quick.
Hold on.
It's a 30-foot radius sphere.
Calm yourself.
We're burning this bitch down.
Calm yourself. I understand. Trust me.
Mira's an orphan, by the way, so this is all on her, like everything.
Avery will attest. I'm saying this as we get aside. Listen.
Okay.
Avery can attest. I will not suffer this. You don't need to worry, but I believe we can go about this in a more poetic fashion.
Good job not saying civil, by the way. But Mira's gonna relent and just be like, "Fine, I'll trust you all for now on this, but this is awful."
She mentioned that there were dissonants in her midst, people who were against her regime. We were going to go to the tavern anyway, but I was thinking we would go to that. What did you call it, Meeper?
Encampment.
No.
Or the key meal shelters.
Key meal? What does that mean?
They are essentially like homeless shelters run by House Key Meal.
She mentioned something about a shelter off to the east, the southwest rather. So I believe we should go and talk to them. Now, what would be more fun to see? Her office burning down around her, and then her guards swarming us, or a true, unfettered revolution?
So Mira thinks about it and looks at you oddly because honestly, even just now you saying that, the first one sounded way better. But Mira relents and's like, "Okay, we'll do the revolution route."
I've seen my fair share of corrupt nobles treating children. I need to stop. I should stop myself. We're going to give the power back to the people. You have my word.
Burn it down. Okay, yeah. One more thing. Mira's not going to go back in there. I think she's just going to wait for everyone. But when I was in there, remember, she's got that massive book on her back. Did the lady at all comment on that by chance? I'm just curious. Because I'm carrying my thing right now.
No.
Okay, cool.
Simon, this is a big moment of growth for Simon. Because remember, when he literally tried to burn that lady's house down for putting Ada in a cage.
that like Congress lady or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah, who tried to force us to sign contracts and shit.
And we did.
Simon literally tried to burn her fucking house down.
I have more questions for the lady. Are her and I alone?
It depends. Like obviously Simon and Mira are out of there, but I don't know if Riven and Cressida would have left with them.
Riven
just
probably
gonna-
would have.
I'm just gonna assume that I'm alone with her.
Okay.
See, how do I want to phrase this? These children's bodies, where are they often disposed of? Do you know?
It depends. Usually the end of the river, somewhere a little bit out of the city, is where they're brought to, but other times, if they really want them gone, they'll be disintegrated, or simply burned. It's not a common occurrence, but it's also not one that in my aged time I have continued to be truly bothered by.
Did you say that people are getting burned? Wait, did I see that?
The remains of these.
Oh, remains. Okay, never
Yeah.
mind. Never mind. I was like, I thought I totally misheard that. But go on.
The bodies are being disposed of with fire or disintegration magic.
Right, right.
Okay.
At least that's my understanding of it.
Yeah. Okay. If I were an interested patron, you said that I would have my best luck at the chateau, or is there a, I don't know, dingier place maybe for somebody with discriminating tastes?
If you're non-drow, there are other less popular places along the Narbonne Delen Detona. But usually the chateau is most popular, and if you are truly without coin and need a place other than the streets to sleep, then one of the shelters of Chemia will do you best.
Okay. And I just have one more question. Have you personally partaken in this kind of activity?
Of course not, darling.
Can I insight that?
Sure.
Especially because it took her so long to respond.
I'm gonna insight that. Player character, bravery. A natural 17.
Goodness gracious, people, your fan is going crazy.
It's doing that again? Really?
It's not the same though as it used to be. In fact, the sound's already stopped. I don't think that was your fan. I think that was like a car on a highway or something.
Because she muted.
Oh,
Alright. Is it still going?
Only when
when you
you
talk.
Only when I talk. What the fuck?
But it's very like it's not the same kind of fan noise though that you have when you had the problem recently. Just so you know, it sounds different.
Let's see. Is it still doing its thing?
Yeah,
Blurg!
but it's really not as bad though. Like it's kind of fine.
Well, at least it's only when I talk. I don't know. It's doing that. Hold on.
In the past, when you had it going on, it was just a constant. But then now it's more of just a very light. I don't know. It's just different.
Sounds like your microphone just might be next to an air conditioning vent or something. What kind of microphone are you using? Saber?
It's like a studio mic for recording guitars. So
Are you using? Oh, you can't set up a noise gate on Discord. What am I saying?
Oh, I have a noise gate. That's probably why you don't hear it unless I'm talking.
Oh,
But I also have
is your default audio source on Discord run through a third-party program?
it's run through OBS now. Yeah, I started doing that a couple days ago.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Uh, 17. Ooh, okay. Yes.
That was a public roll. I don't know if you meant to do that.
Oh, I didn't, but it is funny. Regardless, it doesn't change what I was going to say. Yes, so you ask her this, and she says, "Of course not, dear." And it's the only time in the entire conversation where she's cracked through her old, brittle skin the slightest pinch of a smile.
Right,
Okay.
so we're going to kill this lady for sure.
Evil grandma, evil grandma, evil grandma.
But we're gonna do it in
okay,
such a way
okay.
that does not incriminate us.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's just leave before she gets suspicious.
No. Alright, I bow to her, and I'm like, then perhaps I will see you.
No.
And then I walk out.
Meeper, what's used for lighting in this place? Is it like torches or is it candles?
Mushrooms.
In most places, it is just the sort of pillar in the center of town, which basically has a sort of red ring of very
Like
bright light.
Interior lights, though. Like if there's a room in the window, what are they using?
Unless light is coming through, nothing. The drow. Basically, the only place which has natural lighting, or which has like actual lighting that they add, is in places where outsiders are presumed to come by.
What is this building made out of that we're standing in?
The one that you're standing in is made of stone foundations on the first floor, and then it is clearly made of a bit of a fancier type of zerk wood on the second floor.
Okay. On our way out, if there's no one watching,
on
our way out, if no one's watching, can I just like prestidigitation? Just like I'm essentially lighting a match and dropping it and walking away.
No.
Like, can I do that? No, like how would they get that back to us? I mean, seriously.
I'm not worried about us. I have a fucking plan, and I don't want to
okay. All right. I don't do anything. I leave with everyone else.
Yeah, I'm not scared of these people. Not scared of these people at all.
Avery?
Yes.
I'm going to go to the shelter off to the west. Would you mind going to the tavern and asking around about dissonance and what I can...
I would... sorry to interrupt you. I think I'd rather do the opposite. I think I'd rather visit the shelters and get testimonies from actual children. I feel like I could...
Oh.
I feel like I could do better there.
Avery, then, I would like to ask you a very important question. Would you like to start a revolution with me?
Yes, but it has to be done tactfully. It can't just be done.
Oh, of course. Tact is my middle name.
Mira's gonna come between the two of them right now, mid conversation. Just the third wheel to the group, the new person no one knows, and she's gonna put an arm around. And she's gonna be like, "I'm in. What are we burning?"
Arm around who?
Both of you. Like I'm in between. Like you two are facing each other, and I come in on the side with my arms around both of you. Like, what are we doing? What are we burning?
We're not burning anything quite yet. We're going to
burn it from the inside out.
We're going to most, not all, most of the burning will be of a allegorical sense.
This is like Mira's like I'm in moment basically. Like she's on board.
There
She wants to be part of the revolution.
There will be some physical burning, but most of it will be allegorical in nature.
But yeah, I would like to go visit the children alone, because I feel like I could communicate with them properly.
Riven, would you care to join us?
So Avery's going to the
Avery's going to the shelter alone.
right, and then everyone else is going to the bar.
Think so?
Morgan, I think you're muted if you're talking.
Can I suggest Beerus or Brandon go with you then? Maybe.
No, I don't want. The whole point is I don't want to intimidate the children. Like
Okay. You're gonna get assassinated. I hope you don't, but we'll see.
Yeah,
Morgan sent me a message saying Brandon was on his way home, so Brandon might be home and they're talking.
Coolsies, alrighty.
No, I was just putting on pizza.
Oh,
If you want Avery, if you want
Remake
someone
it.
who blends into the shadows, won't get in the way, lets you do your thing, I can go with you.
Did you hear? Actually, Riven, did you hear
that might not
us?
be a terrible idea.
We're going to the shelter to ask the families about this rot business, and we're going to attempt to nudge them in the right direction in terms of a political movement of sorts. And we're wondering if you would like to come along.
Simon, I think that you and me and everyone else, I think we're going to the bar. I think Avery wants to go to the shelter alone.
I think I will bring Riven, but only if they're like giga Chad about sneaking around.
That's kind of my whole build, so...
All right then.
All right. Well, then I will go to the bar, the one that caters to, well, our kind, and I'll start asking around. And remember, light that fire in their souls. We want them to resent what's happening to them more than they already do. We want to put the power back in the hands of the people.
It makes sense now, by the way, that all the houses are made out of really flammable bullshit. Because if the people ever did rise up, it's super easy for the government to squash it. Just light a match, and you can burn down the whole city.
That's a very good point. So,
I go with Tommy to the bar.
to recap, Avery and Riven, you're heading off to the shelter to speak to the families and inquire as to what is happening here. And Mira and I are going to the... Mira, what did you call the bar? The Chateau whatever, what?
Chateau d'Adris.
Chateau d'Adris.
Or Adri.
And Cressida.
D'Adri. Cressida, Mira and I are going there to further inquire with the locals. All right, gang, break. I do that
Mira,
thing where I do that
super-
thing where I put my hand in the center, like waiting for someone else to put their hand in the center.
Mira
Nobody
joins in.
does.
Hell yeah.
I
No, I
put my
join in.
skinny hand in.
Okay,
Yep.
I guess I do.
You don't have
That's
to.
so that's so fitting. That's such an Avery thing. Like,
It
like
is
I guess I
very
will.
Avery.
I have been waiting so long for someone to ask Simon to give them a hand so I can take my arm off and throw it to them.
It's like that scene from Toy Story.
Toy Story, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a Toy Story blooper, wasn't it?
I don't
No, that was in the
that's-
scene.
That was just in the movie.
Yeah.
Simon,
Mira's super also wants to go talk to the kids because she's an orphan and stuff, but she's really trying to get Avery to like her, so she's gonna go to the bar.
I'm sure that there will be opportunity.
Oh, there
all
will
good.
be. Right. I'm off. Does anybody need any money or something? Just to sort of, I don't know, we did plan some sort of shopping.
Mira reaches into the book on her back and pulls out a normal-sized book, and she's like, "Well, would you like to buy this book from me? I could sell it to you for 1 gold piece."
We're not doing this.
We're not doing this.
Mira frowns and puts the book back.
Right. I'm off to the bar. Come, Mira. Come, Cressida.
Come.
Come, darling.
You're a man. I don't know if you can say that to us like that. That's a little. Come, Mira. Come, Cressida. Yes, father.
Yeah.
Okay.
Simon does a sarcastic little curtsy and starts walking towards where pedophile apologist lady decided to point us in the direction of.
Wait, are they pedophiles or are they just like killing kids?
I think it's all manner. It's definitely not just murder. It's definitely more than that.
Jesus fucking Christ!
And
they're immortal pedophiles too because they're elves. It's just like it's a whole other level of fucked and terrifying.
No, they are just killing them.
Okay, good.
Oh, they are?
Well,
I feel like okay, there
DM
are
shut
some
that
things
down real fast.
I think I need to clarify. For one, they're not traditionalists. They're the opposite. They said that they burned things down because in old Drow society they had a reverence for things that were really old. So they're trying to get people used to not wanting to stick to things.
Oh my bad.
That is why they burn things down. And then, yes, just like any political aristocrat, if there is a bastard child to the lineage, if they have the opportunity to remove of them, they will.
Mira
Okay.
was abandoned as an infant.
Okay,
I wonder
that
what
might-
Mira's backstory is.
that might change up the plan a little bit because we were under the impression that, well, I at the very least was under the impression that it was sort of the houses were being burned down as a means to keep the people complacent.
No, that is totally also it. But Mira, Meeper was just explaining what she had told us because I was wrong in what I said earlier.
Something I also want to remind you of is, let me pull out my drawing tool. Here.
Also, she smiled about killing kids. So
I will say that there is a very good reason that Avery is invested in this.
Mira's
That's the
invested. Mira's an orphan.
Oh, no.
Simon witnessed years of abuse of his family from a fat piece of shit noble. So
Has anyone noticed, by the way, that our player token looks like the Eye of Sauron if it was blushing?
it looks like a scrying eye to me.
So yeah. House Moik only owns like this much area of the city.
Who's in charge of all the families in this southern area? Like, who's the head of the heads? Like,
There is no one matron mother. It is, I believe, there are currently 7, basically head leaders of Drow society, the matron mothers, and they have voting power equal to the amount of land that they have.
how many matron mothers are in this half of this, like from the gate down? Like, how many matron mothers are in this? Like, not counting this city part up here. How many are in this part that we're in?
If you want to know that, that would be a history check. If not, you're going to have to ask locals about the political climate.
I'll roll history. I don't see reason not to roll history. Can I roll at advantage? Because I assume we all want to know that. Is that like a help action? Can we all?
The fact that you have gone out of your way to learn about Drow culture is the only reason you're getting a roll to begin with.
Okay. Fuck.
Yeah, this would be common enough knowledge for a role like that for you to know. You would know that in Newtown Fair Narantan is where about 5 of the like sort of head buildings of the houses are, with only 2 being in Old Town Ferrenaranzen.
You know what? I think I'm gonna split off from Tommy. I'm not gonna go to the bar. I'm gonna go talk to another head. I'm gonna speak to a different head, specifically because I need to find out if is it just these assholes, or is it all the assholes? You know what I mean? So I want to go talk to a different matriarch, a different matron. So like, I'm not going to the camps, but the camps are under a different matron, right?
You don't know much. However, you did recognize the name Kimil as the same house that ran the clinic slash like church that you were at when you first sort of all came to your senses when you arrived here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to that matron. I'm gonna go try and find. I assume I can spot the capital or their equivalent, because it's probably bigger and nicer.
You so I'll give it to you off the same check. You know that Kimil is weird in that their matron mother is not a Kimil, and they're also weird because instead of owning 1 block of land like every other house, they have sparse little specks of land that they own throughout the entirety of Old and Newtown Ferrenaranzen.
This sounds like the perfect woman to get information from, then.
However, because of that, it's kind of hard to pinpoint them down. So you would probably have to first ask around in order to find them.
I'll do that.
The matron mothers, I'm just going to let you know now, Moikth is like very specifically one of the only matron mothers whose presence at any given time is fairly common knowledge.
I'll go to a clinic or whatever, the same clinic that we were at, and I'll ask around. I'll stress the importance. I'll flex my drow female privilege, and I'll try to get in contact.
Alrighty. So yeah, you all split up the group 3 ways.
Is Simon going to the bar alone now? Or is Cressida still tagging along?
Cressida's with you, I'm pretty sure.
I'm coming.
So we've got Simon.
You can have Kratos too.
We've got Simon and Cressida, and ostensibly Kratos heading to.
I take Kratos. You know what? I want a buddy. I want muscle. I take.
Kratos was at the bar already. That's where I sent him.
Damn it! Never mind. I'll take Kratos.
Hilarious.
Well, we could have split it like two.
It's all good. I'm good alone. It's all good.
That's giving Top and Zuko vibes.
Everyone else got their adventure but me.
Tommy gets a Catherine point.
He sure does.
It's worth as much as a Stanley nickel. All right. So, among the 3 of you, is there any of you who wants to take point first, or should I just roll a dice for it?
I want to see what goes on at the shelter before I go to the bar. I feel like that's more poignant to the story.
So you want me to go first?
Yeah. Personally, that's just my vote.
I'm cool with that. As for everybody else's.
Are you fine with that, Shadow?
I'm good with that.
Okay. All right. So, Avery, you sort of follow the general direction you were given. You end up out of... Actually, it should be around here. You end up out of Moikth territory. You know, the sort of overwhelming scent of, ash and soot and sort of chemical smells is still poignant, but at least now you're not in the dishwasher, essentially. You still feel a little sluggish. You are still trying to kick off the been revived recently, Ick, and you're being shadowed by Riven.
Literally.
You don't know much about Riven, but you do feel at least comfortable enough to have them at your back. Riven, why don't you just go ahead and give me an ongoing stealth check?
How stealthy are we trying to be?
Like I don't want you to be seen like at all unless something
Okay.
bad happens. Like I want
I'm gonna
one-on-one
go ahead and
time.
cast Pass Without a Trace on myself.
How long
Okie
does that
dokie.
last?
An hour.
I
pretty good.
mean, you should probably cast that when you get to the place and just do normal hiding until then. Just my opinion.
I mean, how long do you expect to be at this place? An hour plus?
I would say an hour tops.
All right, I'm casting it now. I'll be
You
your
can always
actual
recast.
shadow.
Yep. My shadow.
That's me.
Me. Okay. So then I get
Plus 10
stealth
to
plus
stealth.
10.
Yep. And roll stealth.
Oh god, this thing's stupid and dumb. Moochie, get off my hand, please.
Does my street urchin background give me any sort of? I know that I have intimate knowledge of cities. Nice.
I love Pass Without a Trace. Even on an 8, you got a 24. That's crazy.
Yep. I don't think that this is no. It's not one of my preferred or favored terrains, so I don't get anything extra from it, but
Plus 10, plus 3 is crazy.
I hidden.
You are able to get to places within cities twice as fast, provided that you're the one leading navigation within the city.
Right.
Hey,
But
that makes my hour go by even slower.
True, but you have to keep up.
She's
There was a thing about a map, right?
Is Riven a boy or a girl? I forget.
He's a boy.
Let's see.
Okay, Riven's
Street.
also a Tabaxi. Tabaxi have crazy movement.
Correct. I'm very
And-
agile.
And you have a climb speed too.
Yep.
You have a map of the city you grew up.
Which
So
is
you do
Aether
have-
Drift.
It's Ire Center, yeah.
Ayers. Oh, that's right.
What's the urchin feature?
It is when you are in a city, you are able to go anywhere within that city twice as fast, as well as lead your companions there twice as fast.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, basically, you have Riven. You tell Riven to follow you as your shadow, and you see Riven sort of nod as their panther kind of goes up to their side. You hear them cast a spell and sort of jump up like a moving shadow behind a building, and
Dude.
you're just kind of assuming that they're following you because you have no idea where the fuck they are.
Kind of makes me feel badass, to be honest.
You have an actual shadow.
I feel like
What?
such a badass just like walking around knowing that I've got like this like predator from the shadows. Like
Snap,
That's
Power
really cool.
Fantasy in my Power Fantasy game? Oh, fuck.
snap your fingers
All
and
right.
Riven comes out with a knife to someone's throat.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Okay.
So yeah, you know where to go. You know what these shelters generally look like in your youth, and even at times when you were a little bit more of an active agent, as it were, with an Ire Center. You've been to areas similar to these, and yeah, you see it's a kind of ramshackle looking wooden building. It definitely looks less new, but also less shitty than the ones in the Moik district. And the door is basically open. You see it's one of the few places that has active sort of candlelight and planter boxes of phosphorescent fungi, making it a little bit more inviting, as the entrance has two sort of wooden carvings of Kaio in the front with basins of standing water that smells a little rank.
Okay. I have a question. I'm gonna DM it to you real quick.
Okie dokie.
Brandon's about to be home and we're about to eat pizza. I will be here. I just won't be responsive for a couple seconds.
Okie dokie, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you said that I'm walking around this place. It's like real shoddy. It's like there's like only candlelight, basically, right?
There's candlelight and phosphorescent fungi, but in a place where all of the other lighting is like a fucking crimson red that's like always sunset coming down from like a refraction off the ceiling. It's more inviting feeling than anything else.
Okay. I'm gonna like scan my environment for like movement, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, go and make a perception check. So you're just outside the building still?
Yeah, right now I'm just doing like an ocular pat down,
Okay.
which is like a Sunny reference, if you whatever. Perception?
Yeah.
Oof. That's not good.
Yeah, you try to look around, but you are only human. I don't know if you have dark vision or not.
Don't.
Yeah, so you have the light of your sword, but it doesn't really help you. You know, the only thing comforting about the shadows is that you are fairly certain that your ally rests among them should something come up. But other than that, they are dark and foreboding.
Okay. I wanna try something. I think. Now now these shelters, are they for everybody or just children?
They are for everybody.
Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find a place to like change into like my I guess like night clothes. And smear dirt like on my face and stuff. Um and I guess go looking for a shelter to seek help at,
Okay.
basically.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you are currently outside of one right now.
Right. So I want to appear as I guess
All
a
right.
peasant.
Okay. Yeah, so you spend some time doing that. Um, Riven, you take a little bit of time to stop watching Avery as she does this. And yeah, Avery, you uh, feel a bit more weak, a bit more vulnerable, but now you sort of look how you feel,
Right.
given your current condition.
Okay.
Riven's like a cat when you're trying to get changed in your room, and the cat's just staring at you in the
Yeah,
corner of the
wide-eyed.
room.
It was like a cat. And yeah, I guess I knock on the shelter door, and I like
All
I
right.
shiver, and I look like I put on like I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you knock on the door, and like from the force of your knocking, the door just sort of creaks open, like it doesn't really even have like a latch or anything.
Okay. Do I see anything as the door opens?
Yeah. You see the sort of interior light creep in. You see, it's about as spacious as it can be, really, given a lack of budget. You see a few benches and tables with some other scruffy looking people around. Uh, you see some more disheveled looking drow, Darrow, Dweger, Snifferlin, Quagoth or two, just kind of all sat around. It seems as if they are sort of cleaning up some morning meals and stuff. Over to the side, there's a set of basically sleeping mats, with maybe at best like a curtain on a wooden rod for privacy. And otherwise, you see a sort of uh, essentially like serving table with a old kitchen behind it, which is clearly currently prepping for a lunch meal later in the day.
Okay, so there's no food available, like right now.
Not laid out, but you kind of know from your time here that they always sort of keep something under the counter for any latecomers or people who really need it.
Okay. Then I guess I'll walk up to the kitchen and I'll feebly and meekly sort of try to get someone's attention.
Okie dokie. So yeah, you walk up, and you do see two female drow. They have the same sort of garb and house branding as some of the nurses who cared for you. Uh, and they just kind of look at you. They're like, well, we can assume what you're here for, but if you're hurt or whatnot, we can help look you over and make sure you have at least something to keep your strength up, dear.
No, I'm not hurt. I'm really hungry.
All right. Well, it's unfortunately been a bit, so it won't exactly be warm. But to be honest, it wasn't super warm when we made it anyway. And they just kind of hand you a bowl of what appears to be some sort of very watered mushroom stew.
Okay. Just give me a sec while I think. Okay, for now, I'm gonna nod my head and say thanks, and take my bowl and go sit somewhere. And as I'm eating, I kind of want to look around the room for I want to kind of not get the vibe of things, but see what kinds of people are around me.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
See those I can do. Well,
Okay. So, uh, you scan around the room. You look at the people, and these are certainly oddball sorts. You see a drow woman uh, who is kind of like biting her nails to the point where they're like bleeding. You see somebody else basically kind of like with 3 copper coins, kind of moving them around the table in front of them. You can't really tell why they're doing it or what they're doing it for. Say, Duergar. Uh, and then sort of, you see the two Quaggoth. They're kind of just sitting towards the kitchen, and they look really bored. It seems like they're mostly just here to eat. Uh, you see some gnomes kind of like messing with one of the tables. You see one of them kind of push it forward and back, and it squeaks, and you hear one just kind of like whisper a curse under their breath, and then they go back to messing with it. Uh, and yeah, the only other real person you see in here is just Darrow, who's just kind of hanging out.
Are they all? Is everybody here an adult?
Yes.
And is this just the main room, or is there other rooms?
It looks like there is a basement, or more like a cellar, possibly where they store food and whatnot. It is not open access.
Not open.
We are back, by the way, not to interrupt, but we're here.
Okay. Well, my plan was to spot a child and give them the mushroom soup. But that doesn't seem like it's
Typical transgender.
okay.
What does that mean, Catherine? What does that mean?
I have no idea.
I have questions.
Well, don't worry.
Catherine, what does that mean?
What do you think it
Typical, typical transgenders sneaking into homeless shelters to abduct kids.
Typical
True.
typical transgender person sneaking mushroom soup to a needy child. That's so
In a homeless
stereotypical.
shelter, yeah. In a second, when she does find a child to give the soup to, Beaver's gonna be like, "By the way, you found her in the woman's bathroom."
Yikes. All right. Let's see. How do I proceed from this? I do want to check out the basement.
You could have.
Do you want me to go down to the basement since I'm a little more?
Holy fuck! Yes, you. Yes. But I need to
Oh, I
be able
love
to
you.
communicate.
I'm here.
I need to be able to communicate with you in such a way that won't.
Do you both know Thieves Can't by chance? That'd be kind of cool if you both knew Thieves Can't.
I wish I did. I feel like I should because blood hunters feel like rogues, but no,
I do
don't.
not.
Yeah, rangers, blood hunters, and thieves should all know Thieves Can't. Just saying.
I
Anyways,
love that share song.
Shut up, Catherine. With love.
I'm gonna stand up and take my food outside, and just like sit on the wooden sort of like porch step, I guess.
I'm not going to come out of my shadows, but from my shadows, I'm just gonna say, "Hey, you want me to go check out that basement?"
I'm gonna like make a hand gesture that signifies that you should come here.
I'm gonna
Like,
do exactly what I
wherever
said.
you are.
I'm not coming out of the fucking shadows.
That hand gesture is she sits down and pats her lap. Here, boy.
A small
here, boy.
orange cat
She
curls up
just
on
come
your
up
lap.
on the mic, but she made kissy noises.
No, I heard it. I heard it on the mic.
She
Yeah.
hits the piss, 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 piss.
She like shakes a treat back.
All right. Yeah. So, Avery, you go outside and you sort of make a hand gesture for Riven to approach. You don't see Riven come out of the shadows, but like just a voice that you can hear, but you can't pinpoint. And it sounds like right behind you. It kind of spooks you a bit. Riven's like, "You want me to check out the basement?"
It's weird that you know that, but yeah, actually, that's what I was thinking.
On it. And I go.
Okay.
No questions
yeah.
asked.
So, I would assume you were probably casing the building, and you do see that there is an entrance to the cellar from the outside. Do you wish to approach it?
Is the cellar the... Sorry, I was away greeting Brandon. I assume cellar, basement are interchangeable here?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna approach from the outside.
Okay. So yeah, you see the cellar door. You very clearly see a old rusty padlock uh, keeping two Zerkwood doors firmly affixed to keep out would-be midnight snackers and any rodents which might try to sneak their way in.
While this is happening, can I like talk to the person who gave me the mushroom soup?
Yeah, you can go grab their attention.
Before you do that, can I run over and because I don't have a lockpick, but I know your character has a lockpick.
Yes, I'm shit. And I could have given
Can
it
I
to
just
you
like
too.
stick a hand out of a shadow and be like, lockpick?
If I'm still outside,
like-
then absolutely. Like I
Yeah,
assume,
like I would assume that Riven already knew that it was locked before.
okay. Yeah, I lend them my lockpicking tools. Are you proficient in them?
I don't think so.
Ooh, does that matter? I think that matters.
What does that mean? Typically, what does
If
that
you're
mean?
proficient, that means that you can use it. Like if you are proficient in a rapier, that means that you can use the rapier.
No, if you're
You can
proficient in
use
something,
it. You just won't get any bonus to it.
when you're proficient in, yeah, exactly. So you can try to pick a lock with anything, but being proficient with lock picking tools means you can add your proficiency bonus to it.
Oh, which is only like +3 at this level, so it's not that big a deal.
I'll be fine. I can deal with it.
Okay. Yeah, I hand you my lockpicking tools, and then I go inside and I try to schmooze the shelter worker for more food.
Sweet Jesus, you guys! I almost died just now. I spent the last 5 whole minutes coughing.
Nice.
Well, thank you for muting.
Yeah.
Maybe you can evolve yourself into a wheezing.
Where'd Catherine go? Is Catherine
having
Chromebook moments?
she's having she'll be here.
Chromebook
That is the
moments.
She's having
second.
Chromebook moment.
That's the second evolving coughing joke that Meeper has made in the last 24 hours.
Good.
And it won't be the last.
I know,
that's
right?
Hi,
good.
Brandon.
Hi, Brandon.
Hi, Brandon.
Hi, Brandon.
I wanted Kratos to go with me, but everyone told me Kratos hated me, so no, I'm joking.
He wasn't here earlier, so I want to share.
No, I'm just joking. I'm joking.
He wasn't here earlier, so I want to share his good news. He's got a job and don't judge. He's got a job interview for a better job on Monday.
Oh, fuck.
Nice,
Oh.
congratulations.
Okay, so go to voice and video. Like go to the settings tab.
He said
I'm gonna mute while I
congratulations.
walk.
Say thank you.
I'm gonna mute while I
Mother full
walk
of
through this.
pizza. Why?
Just
Why don't we do a scene shift here?
okay, that's fine.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah. Let's let's go to Simon and Cressida as they enter the tavern. There you see Beerus is at the bar. He and Kratos came here together, but they are just about as far apart from each other as they could be. Beerus has no one around him.
Two
and
dudes chilling
is-
in a tavern, 50 feet apart because they're not gay.
Yeah, he has nobody seated beside him. Beerus does, and then Kratos is just kind of in the
Kratos-
corner.
Kratos is Greek. He's probably some sort of gay or bi or something.
It wasn't about sexuality. It was
Kratos
about bonding.
bitches.
Okay.
I think they can hear me with where your phone is.
Kratos gets bitches and hoes. Mad
I
bitches.
just
mad
yelled
hoes.
Kratos fucks bitches.
Yeah.
Didn't we have a whole segment in this campaign about that?
Yeah, we
Oh,
had
remember?
Simon. We had Simon have. We had Simon go down to the the basement prison place with the goblin while Kratos distracted the other lady with the sexing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did do that.
that harkens back to the crazy conversation we had earlier.
Oh Jesus! It's still tickling my throat.
So yeah. You enter the Chateau d'Idri. It's even for a tavern that you would expect to be a little more lively, it is just about as dour as the rest of this place. The only real noise you hear are some Dwergar sort of whisper arguing with each other, and just the sound of a whetstone on steel as Kratos is just kind of in the corner, biding his time, sharpening some weapons.
Do you remember, speaking of that time, do you remember when Simon pretended to be racist against goblins to play up the fact that he was just trying to get some information or something? I don't remember why Simon was pretending to be racist against goblins. He was like gonna let them. He was gonna let them out, but one of them started like humping the cage door and trying to scratch at me, and I threatened it.
That happens in Baldur's Gate.
No, it was behind bars, and it jumped up on the bars and tried clawing at me, so I shot it. I attempted to shoot it in the leg, and I did. I crit and almost killed it. So Simon had to be like, that foul, miserable beast attacked me when someone came to investigate the... Like, Simon, I think, if I remember correctly, Simon took like a knife or something and cut his own arm or something to make it look like they had attacked him.
Yeah.
Like, I went full on sociopath manipulator. He went down there initially. Okay, but my point is, I'm gonna pretend to be racist again. I'm gonna sit conspicuously close to the drow, or to the Duragar in there.
Okay.
And I'm going to order a drink. I'm gonna, speak up to the bartender loud enough to where maybe the Duragar can hear me. I will never understand drow culture. We weren't even here for an hour and a half when they were talking about killing kids. I don't want to be xenophobic, but someone should stop that.
Are you being racist or just stating facts?
I'm saying it as though like I'm in some backwater, like these fucking drow are talking about killing kids.
Are you saying that to the Dwergar?
I'm saying that to the bartender to where the Dwergar can hear me.
I see. Well, the bartender's a drow, so...
Oh. Honestly, you must understand, right? There's something about killing the bastard children. What if you were the bastard child? What if you were the bastard child?
You see him just sort of shrug, and he's like, "Well, I wasn't."
Simon kind of sounds a little pro-lifey right now, I won't lie. What if you were the fetus? Okay. Insult.
Perhaps I made a mistake. I had a plan in my head, like how I wanted the conversation to go. I wanted to like try and bait people into talking about it, like, oh, where's it happening at, or someone to say, hey, that's not true, they don't do that. And I'm like, well, I just talked to somebody who literally quite outspokenly admitted to it. I wanted to like try and get people riled up. But I think that maybe the casual drow racism is not the way to go.
You're telling me that being an extremist isn't always the best thing to do? That's crazy.
It's wild.
Well, I'm gonna
burn it down.
I'm gonna rein it back. I'm terribly sorry. I did not mean to offend if I did. I'm just... culture shock, as it were. You know, I've never been to Ferronorens, and I've only been in the Underdark for a couple of months now. And, well, quite honestly, I'm ready to get back to the surface as quickly as possible. I meant no offense, truthfully.
Yeah, you just see him sort of pouring some ale for you, and he's like, I don't really know how to get to the surface. Some traders around here might. As for the kids, well, I mean, I feel like it's that way everywhere else. It's just we're the only ones who will be less tactful about it. Realists, if you would.
Can I ask why you do it?
I mean, I don't, buddy.
No,
But
that's not
why other people would do it? I mean, if you live a long time, you have kids, you don't feel like getting usurped or whatnot. Other families wanting to use that child to lay claim to some power that they shouldn't have. It's just sort of a end-all be-all solution to a problem, is I guess the thinking.
right. Oh, I should probably. Have you, besides me and the people around me, obviously this bar isn't necessarily Drow exclusive. Have you seen any uncharacteristic characters come through who don't necessarily fit the mold, who stand out like a sore thumb?
Make me a persuasion check.
If it helps, I'll slide a couple. If it gives me like advantage or whatever, I'll slide a couple of gold coins his way just for like a little bit of extra info.
It'll make the DC a bit easier.
Okay, persuasion.
Okay. Yeah, you see him look around the room, and he sort of slides in as you hear the couple of gold coins clink into his hand as he scoots them across the bar. And he's like, "Didn't hear this from me, but folks you're looking for aren't any of these rabble. They're actually drow themselves. Been coming through here. Something's off about them. You know, most drow pay reverence to Kaio in some way, but these ones, in and out kind of folks."
I have a question, actually. A friend gave me a name, and I want to see if it sounds familiar to you. Does the name Mr. Black ring any bells in your ears?
He just sort of goes back to what he was doing, getting, another couple of pints ready to serve to some of the other patrons, as his demeanor shifts back to what it was, and he's like, can't help you there.
Is it a matter of coin? And I start doing that thing where I flick a coin in between my knuckles, I'm always willing to pay for more information, unless you truly don't know.
Yeah, sorry, pal. No amount of coin is gonna make me know things I don't.
No, I understand. I'm just used to people not telling the truth, so that's why I... Don't worry about it, my friend. Can you tell me where these suspicious characters went?
You know, they just kind of occasionally blowing through here. Usually head out. I think they oftentimes go usually back towards the let me pull up the name. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh, weird. Thought I gave the bridge a name. What's the bridge near Eos and Phil's Gate? The one just down the road there.
Just down the road.
Just down the road. You mean here?
Yes.
Okay. That's where we came in, right?
Yep.
Okay. And how often do they stop by?
Oh, not more than once a week, really. Or, well, maybe a little more often, but it's different folks with the same sort of uncanny vibe, as it were.
Let's say that let's say that I had a place to stay in the city. And if I hung around here for a little while, say a week or so, what's the likelihood that I would see them come in here?
Nothing is certain, but everyone wants to wet their whistle now and again.
Well, I thank you very much. And I'm going to actually buy Kratos and Beerus a couple of drinks. And just to, give this guy some business. What?
Okay. What'd you say, Brandon?
Chug-a-lug-a-lug.
Okay. Yeah, let's go over to Mira. Mira, you return once.
Mira's standing in a building that's just on fire.
Mira, you return once again to the chamber home, which is connected to the Siki Kusflash, or the clinic, which is attached to it. And yeah, you're just kind of standing up near the wide dearth of stairs that lead up to it.
I want to find the highest person of authority that I can.
Okay. Yeah. So, do you want to go into the clinic or into the chamber home of the church?
I'll go into the church.
Okay. So yes, you go into the church. You see some flowing water, which kind of goes underneath some Zirkwood floorboards on the ground below, creating a sort of trickling water sound as it goes out and goes down. A sort of water feature on the stairs on the outside. You see some people among the pews offering their reverence and prayers. As you see, sort of on a set of bookshelves, what appears to be one of the clergy, just sort of rearranging things, possibly preparing sermons for the next gathering, as it were.
I approach him. Or her. Is it a man or a woman?
Woman.
Okay, I approach her.
Yes, you approach her. See, she has a dark gown with a sort of silver emblazoned small coat on the back with the emblazon that you recognize to be House Quemiel. And she's like, hello. Do you need guidance with your first this day?
Not right now, but I'm trying to find your matron mother.
You see her kind of look a bit surprised by saying that in the same way that like walking into like a tower and being like, I want to speak directly to your CEO is. But then
Right.
she's like, well, miss, you see, while this is the home where most members of House Kimil work out of, and where the actual people, such as myself, who have the name work, our matron mother is not a Kimil herself, nor is she here almost ever, to be honest.
I need to speak with her. It's of the utmost importance. There are some terrible, awful things happening in your city that you all don't seem to be aware of, and I must find out if your matron mother is opposed to it or for it. I believe she's opposed to it, and I need to get information. It's very important. How might I go about contacting her?
Mm, I can give you her name, but other than that, I could speak to my own mother. Perhaps she would know
What would happen?
more of her whereabouts.
What would happen if this building that we're in right now were to explode? It belongs to House Keen, right?
Kimia?
I'm not threatening, mind you. What I mean is somebody would report it to the mother that I speak of, correct? I'm just trying to figure out how is the hierarchy? Who's the next person up from you? And then I can just follow up the line until I get in contact with her. Who is your boss? I want to talk to your manager.
My older sister, and then her older sister, and then all of our mother, and then she is the only one who really speaks with Miss Buran.
Could I speak to your mother, please?
Is your mother home?
If you ask your mom, I'll ask my mom.
It's funny. It's funny, but like, you know how like in the real world, like, you know, kids that are like 16 to 18 might pretend to be 21. Do you realize that for elves, like you could totally pretend to be 500 or pretend to, you know what I mean? Like you could, because you never know. We're immortal, so it's like, you know, Mira's like 20 something, but she could totally pretend to be fucking 400. Like, yeah, there's no way of knowing. You'd have to cut off her leg and count the rings.
You'd have to cut her in half to count the rings on her spine. It's not the legs, it's the vertebrae.
The vertebra. Yeah, go and make a persuasion check for me.
You miss a chance to do the vine boom for Bra Meeper.
I thought about it.
Persuasion check. As soon as I can find it. There we go. Finally, a good roll today. 16.
Yeah, you see her kind of look around and tap her fingers on the, you know, hard leather cover of the book, and she's like, all right. But usually people who fall on her like this do not end up on her best side. She's very busy. Do you see her sort of turn to...
But before she leaves you wherever, I'm also going to add, do you like books by chance?
He says, I enjoy the scriptures we have, and from time to time I read on my own, but I usually am busy with tasks.
Let me tell you about Lolth. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. After we're done, after I speak to your mom, I have something that you might like. That's all I'll say for now.
All right. Yeah, you see her leave, and she's gone for like a good 10 minutes before eventually, you sort of hear basically the clacking of heels come down the hallway. And you look over, you see definitely not a drow woman who was old as the matron mother of House Moicht, but definitely a older drow woman than you, or the one you spoke to. And you see the other drow woman which you spoke to kind of peeking her head around the corner and watching, but definitely not wanting to engage, clearly.
I still have a massive book on my back, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, so you see this drow woman. She probably towers a good 6 inches above you. And she's like, "Ah, yes. Appears as if you are the little brat who just could not wait to get my attention. Well then, you have it. There are many people who need it as well, but surely it is most important that you have it now. What do you need, darling?"
I care not your age nor your station. You call me a brat again, we're gonna come to blows here in this room. I'm here for a good purpose of high moral standing. There is children being murdered here in this town, and if you are a mother and you truly have any sort of sense of right and wrong in you, then you will help me in my quest. I seek an audience with the matron mother of your house. I want to speak to her to find out if she is aware of these killings that are going on, and if she will take action along with me and those who I represent against it.
I'm just coming out and saying it.
I also threatened her, by the way, in the middle of that at one point. I threatened to fucking punch this bitch. She called me a brat again.
Yeah, go ahead and make another persuasion check.
Do you want me to go disadvantage? Because I kind of threatened her.
No.
Okay.
I'm just going to say that
I'm going to find out.
Rolling low has consequences.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Come on, dice. Oh, shit! 6.
We don't know her, officer.
But I will say this: Mira spoke from the heart, though, as far as kids are being killed. Like, come on, lady, this is important.
From what I understand, it's just part of their culture to cull. It's not even like a poorly kept secret or anything. It's just sort of something that people turn a blind eye to. That's what I'm gathering.
Maybe, are you preparing for combat? Are you making a combat thing right now?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you're so quiet. I thought you were like prepping like an arena. I was like, oh shit, that's it.
She clearly makes a stern expression. It is one which you've seen a few times from your adoptive mother when you have been very naughty.
She called me a brat. She doesn't get to be a nice seeming mother.
I didn't say she was seeming nice, but she just kind
mother
of
was nice.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you didn't get into trouble from time to time and had to get chewed out.
Yeah, but my mom wouldn't call me a brat. I'm an adult now.
You might get away with that with humans, but in drow society,
I am an adult.
You're like a 20-year-old saying I'm an adult to a 50-year-old right now.
Politics right now, in all honesty. Anyway.
She looks at you and she says, "Oh, that burning little Spitfire. I remember having that when I was your age. I'll tell you right now that you will not get far marching around here barking orders unless you plan on drifting far down a river, if you catch my drift. But that does not mean you're without options. We have We are society. We have laws and means of voting. Perhaps you can rally others to your cause.
Are you aware of the dying children?
I am. I do not agree with it. We at House Keemil are perfectly willing to accept the rejects.
To be very clear here, we are talking about action. I'm talking as in you, Meeper. It's children, as in like potentially ages 1 to like 8, like kids. Not this isn't actually fetuses, is it? It's not like an allegory for abortion.
It's not like fetuses, but like it's usually infants, and like the only reason that they would be like even bothered with at a later age is if it was like really important. I also think you're overblowing just how often this happens.
Well, you said that she smiled and seemed to enjoy it.
I didn't say she smiled. It was more like I said she cracked the faintest of wry smiles in that, like, this is just how things are.
We're all in the mindset of, changing this city forever. Are we going down the wrong path as far as like the information you've given us? Have we misconstrued things?
You're not going down the wrong path if you're looking to change things, but I do think that you're going about it in the means of like, we're going to burn this whole society to the ground, and in its ashes we'll create a better one. And like,
yes,
if the like, that's just not gonna happen. You are trying to burn down a society which is multiple millennia old.
well, all right. Mira's gonna we might not burn it. We might not burn it down, but I don't think we're gonna just sit by and watch and have like kids be dying still.
Avery thinks that there is one person mostly behind all this, and if that one person is dealt with, then
The thing is, again, I'm fairly confident this is just drow culture. I don't think the one person that Avery would think is behind this would be behind this unless he is, he instilled these values into the drow thousands of years ago.
I'm gonna ask this
I don't
lady.
think you know what this guy's capable of. Is the thing.
I'm gonna ask this lady. Is it
Maybe I shouldn't
predominantly
tell you all.
is it predominantly one house that is doing these murders, or is it just everyone doing it whenever they need to?
I believe for most houses with the lowest share of power, so low that they don't even have voting power, it is more among them who do it, as well as certain houses who see it as a last resort. But I will say again, if you are able to accrue that political power, you can change just about anything in Naranzan. So, start young, rally together your own house, and maybe in 400 something odd years, you'll have enough power to be a matron mother and make that change you want to see yourself.
I don't know what's caused you, old lady, to become as complacent as you are, but my name's Mira, all right? And I'm in this city today. And today, there's not going to be any more kids dying, and I walk out.
Okie dokie.
I think
let's go
the
back.
direction we should take here.
Does wait, sorry. Does she follow me outside at all? Like, is she going back to her place? Like, does she see me out, sort of?
No, she just sort of sits there and watches you as you leave.
Well, once I'm outside, I pull my inkling from my shoulder where he be chilling, and I'm gonna do an incantation, and I'm flying off over the buildings on a fucking giant owl. I'm gonna go meet up with the others at the bar.
Okie dokie. Avery and Riven. Let's go back to you then.
Okay.
So, Avery, as Ribbon starts sneaking into the cellar,
Bio break.
you wanted to speak with some of the people working the kitchen.
Yeah. Basically, I just want to create a distraction. So, I am just gonna be a beggar, basically, like just begging for another bowl of soup.
Okay.
And before anybody objects, I do have a plan.
Yeah, so you
Gonna
go
be
up to them.
soup instead.
Hmm.
Gonna be soup instead.
Yeah, serve it in a shoe.
Why can't it be cow soup?
I'm
Coop.
glad that left an impression on you guys.
Yeah, so you go up to them and they're like, "Please, miss, may I have some more?"
Basically, yeah.
And she's like, I understand if you're hungry, but I'm sure if you stick around, lunch will be ready before you know it. Try to
but-
wash up and whatnot before then."
Wash up, huh? Could you show me to the washroom?
Really laying it on fucking thick.
It's called roleplay, Catherine. Try it once in a while.
Jesus.
She says, yes, there's if you go out and hold a right for a little bit, you should eventually make your way to a local well run from the river.
I'm so sorry. I I have some troubles with things. Would you please direct me directly to it? Could you escort me?
I'm back.
Go and make a persuasion check.
That's a -1. We'll see. Okay.
Right.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, it was a -4, technically, because you still have your other minus. So you rolled
I
a
thought you
flat
said that
0.
wore off. I thought you said that wore off.
No, 1 point of the -4 total wore off.
Oh.
Now it's -3. Uh, she's just like, "I'm sorry, miss. I understand that you may be hard of seeing here, but it really is not a far distance, and others will go without food for longer, including yourself, if I'm to be away from the stove for too long."
Well, perhaps could I help? Could you teach me how to cook? Could you show me around? And I just I'm I just I've been I'm scared, basically. I don't want to be alone.
Uh, the she kind of sighs, but then she's like, "All right," and she just hands you a potato peeler and sort of kicks over a bucket and a stool. And she's like, just get some of these peeled up. I assure you, miss, this is one of the safest places in the city, even if it may not look like it."
Okay. I go to peel a potato, and I purposefully cut my finger, and then I make a big deal about it, and I'm like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god," and I need help right now.
Okay. Yeah, so you do that. Uh, you see her kind of rush over to you. and be like, perhaps a sharp object wasn't the best for you. And you see her sort of pull from her apron a bandage and begin to tend to you.
Okay, this might be a good time to cut to Schmorgan.
Okay. But yes, Riven, you have the thieves' tools. Are you going to try to pop this lock open?
Yeah, I'm popping and locking. Or unlocking, I suppose.
Alrighty, just roll for me d20 plus your dexterity.
So just roll dex or do you...
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Ability. Hey,
Oh, let's go.
Oh, shit.
I
Okay.
opened. I get the lock.
I will be back in
Yeah.
a moment. I have to go to the bathroom.
You're expecting this thing to be kind of annoying because of the rusty tumblers, but nope, you just pop that sucker in and you might as well have had the key because it just
Fuck
comes
yeah.
undone. You toss open the doors.
Pop, open the door.
I'm gonna stand in celebration for like 5 seconds while I dig this cord out from behind the couch real quick. I will be just a second.
You drink a potion and flex and then get fucking nuked by a giant dragon.
That sounds familiar. Is that a reference? Maybe you're just like, no.
Nope.
It's not. Nope.
Off the
No,
dome piece, baby.
No, not at all. I have my cord. This laptop will not die now. Everybody
Yay.
celebrate.
Woo!
It was such a sad little celebration. Okay, I go in. I'm going in. Do I notice immediately any noises, voices, skittering, etc. that I would hear or smell occurring in the underground?
Skittering abomination.
Yeah, do I see a skittering abomination? Specifically from the hit game Diablo 4.
Yeah, see, my headset is wireless, so I brought you guys into the bathroom with me. You didn't understand the Monster Hunter reference?
I was being a shithead.
I couldn't tell. You have you have no difference in the tone between
He was
sarcasm and
being
non.
flirtatious.
That's like my shtick, is to sound like I'm serious all the time.
That is her
Hey,
shtick.
because I'm so gullible, and I was like, no, I thought that was Elden Ring. Well,
Hey,
shit.
Catherine, it says gullible on the ceiling.
Does it? Oh my god.
It's actually it's a very fun talent to have.
Cassie, is Catherine
Got some
sitting
stolen
next to you?
kidneys for you, baby.
Cassie, is Catherine sitting next to you?
Yeah, why?
Catherine, did you know that if your hand is bigger than your face, there's a chance you might have cancer?
That's just about the oldest trick in the book.
The oldest dick in the book.
And I'll have you know that I might have cancer.
I bet you can't touch your two elbows together and then touch your elbows to your belly button.
Wow, that's a middle school one.
It's funny considering in middle school you don't have tits.
Yeah, why would you say that one in middle school?
I was a D before I left middle school.
Okay, we are way off track here. Let's.
Nice.
I don't know. Maybe this is happening in the basement. You never know.
Yeah.
I'm on an owl flying through the air.
Preston is actually a triple D. A bone fairy with triple Ds.
Jesus.
Riven, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Yes, ma'am. Huzzah! What a time.
Okay. Yeah, so you go inside, but despite everything, this does seem like a rather humble, perhaps a little a little bit sad in how humble it is. Food cellar. There's not much here, save for some mushrooms, some blue flour ready to be turned into bread, and some things that look like they would be good for broth stock.
Okay.
However, You sort of hear something come from the direction you came in from.
Okay, I'm going to like get on the floor, like, skittery style.
Abomination style.
Yeah, skittering abomination style, if you will. And I'm going to like slink up to just to where like only my ears would be visible from outside of the cellar doors, and just kind of like peer around at what I see. Like wiggle butt stance.
Okie dokie. Yes, you do that. However, whatever you heard seems to be getting distant from you at a decent pace.
Fuck, I don't have that thing where favored foe is just anything, right?
I forget
Like,
if that's the rule. I forget if that's the one where you basically
you
just
hit a
have
creature.
spicy hunter's mark.
I think it's spicy hunter's mark. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna actually do this. I'm gonna do, I guess, activate primeval awareness, and I'm
Okay.
gonna spend a spell slot, and fuck, it's any type of creature. Skittering. I'm no no no. No 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 no. I don't know if that would actually help me now that I'm looking at it. Am I still hidden? Am I shadowed at the moment?
Yeah, your spell is still going.
Can I tell a direction that they went in? Or can I roll for a direction?
I would say with your perception check, you know that they, generally speaking, kind of ran off some direction back around the building.
Okay, I'm going to send Ashen out on one direction. I'm going to go slinking around the other direction, try to see if we can figure out who it was, what it was.
Okie dokie. Go ahead and have you and Ashen make me survival checks.
Dumb fucking cat.
All right.
Stupid.
So, Ashen doesn't have much luck, but you do manage to kind of, as you're going, sort of keep a distant sound on the footsteps enough to where you understand where they're going, and you can find some sort of tracks made by what appears to be almost like soot-looking boot prints, like made out of soot and ash.
Okay.
It looks as if they ran by the shelter, but started heading north.
I'm going to assume they're running for a reason. I'm going to follow them. But what yeah, I'm going to follow them, staying all slinky and shit. What I am going to do is I'm going to have Ashen go sit next to the entrance to the cellar, so that presumably once Avery leaves the shelter, she can see that we have gone in there and found nothing of note so far. But I am going to, before I left the cellar, can I say that I, like, close the doors? I can, like, slam them. I don't really care, but, like, close them.
Yeah, you close them. I assume you put the padlock back on.
Yeah, but don't lock it.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, so Ashen does its best to sort of stay out of sight until it sees Avery, so that somebody doesn't walk out and go, "Oh fuck, a panther!"
Yeah.
All right. So Avery, you get your boo boo bandaged up and kissed. What else do you do while you're in the shelter?
You gotta rile them up.
Shits or pants.
Aren't you sick of having your homes burned down?
No, we quite like it.
And they push for this advancement, but that advancement leads you to finding a new home every so often.
I wish there was some way I could know if and when Riven finished the job. I guess like what I'll do is once I have my boo boo bandaged,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna make like some excuse like I have to use the restroom and then I leave.
Okay. Yeah.
Irish
so
could buy that shit.
you sort of leave. Hoping
Maybe
that
I
they think
do
you're
actually
like
have to go to the bathroom.
embarrassed or something.
Yeah.
Is the bathroom just a bucket in the corner?
Yeah, probably a chamber pot. It's probably in an outhouse though.
Go piss, girl.
Yeah, you go outside. You're like, oh fuck, a panther, and you're like, oh wait, that's my panther or our panther.
Uh-huh.
And you go around to check the cellar. You see Ashen kind of tug at your pant leg.
Okay. Yeah, I just like follow their lead.
All right. Yeah. So Ashen is going to try trailing you, Riven, as you are trying to follow whatever it is this was. Go and give me another survival check.
Yes, man.
I have way more gold than I thought I did.
Oh,
What the
that's not as fun of a number.
hell? I'm not having fun anymore, DM.
This isn't fun. Stop. I hate it.
Yeah. So you follow them north for quite a while. However, you end up in an area which you've heard of a few times, and given the people nearby it, you understand to be a place considered the Narbondelin Detona, or Broad Street of Dirt, which is kind of near where Simon and Cressida and Kratos are. However, the streets are busy with various different races, and even if they did leave sooted footprints behind them, the moment they hit a main street like this, they would have disappeared into the dirt as they themselves blended among the crowd.
I would like to kind of just slide back into whatever alley or whatever I was doing to chase this person or whatever it was. And I would like to try to take some notes on the footprint that I see or the footprints that I see. Like
You can
Okay.
smell the
shoe
soot,
size,
probably.
that kind of thing.
What about
Yes.
smelling the soot? Like putting your fingers in it and then smelling
That's
it?
actually smart, yeah. Let me snoof that shit.
Alrighty. Yeah, so you're doing that. Avery, you come around the corner. You just see Riven sticking their fingers in the dirt and smelling it.
I take it you found something then.
Someone was running off the second I entered the cellar.
Ooh. Looks like
They went this way,
What?
but they got mixed into the crowd here.
soot. I dip my own fingers in it and give it a whiff.
Alright, yeah, I'll let you both make an investigation check.
Dip my fingers in you and give you what?
Alrighty.
Ew, first of all. Second, oh damn. Before we do that, can I Link. Okay, first of all, I don't. Okay, so I don't know if we'll be back at that shelter at any point. I would like to retroactively do something that I was gonna do anyways, if that's
Okay.
alright.
Yeah.
I want to leave 25 gold somewhere, like where the people in charge of the shelter will find it. Especially because I asked for 2 servings, and I just I want to make sure that they find 25 gold.
All right. Yeah, you just kind of leave it under the stool in the kitchen area, so you know that they're going to be the ones finding it before any of the other sort of patrons, if you would.
You just gonna drop it on their floor as you exit the room.
Just like
Cough.
pelted at them, like
Off.
you
Cough.
filthy pores.
You fucking
Stupid
impoverished.
poor people.
And
What's up,
would I be
What's
able
up,
to-
YouTube? Today we're gonna give a bunch of poor people 25 gold in coppers.
Would I be able to dress myself again sometime during this?
You probably can after you do the investigation check, assuming you don't want to immediately move to follow it.
Okay.
Make a dex check to see if you succeed in dressing yourself.
Please. Okay, 22. Okay.
Okay, Riven, you go to smell it, and you get nothing from it.
I wonder why. How could just a 1 do that?
Avery, you look at it. You see that even though your shoe size isn't super large, it is definitely bigger than this, to the point where you think it would be from a smaller race. Additionally, you smell the shoe. You understand it, that it definitely smells like soot, but you also get another scent that almost smells like stomach bile.
Can I identify the creature? Is it like human bile? Is it like I
Would
No.
if she tells me that it smells like bile, being that I am a hunter and stuff, would I be able to identify a creature a little better?
You kind of both are mulling it over, but it would mean either this person was recently eaten, or they made very fresh shoes out of a creature's stomach intestines, which would both be really weird. So you're not quite sure why you smell that, but it does at least give you a unique scent to go off of.
Okay.
Kind of
Well,
seems like they might have stepped in vomit.
I look to Riven and I'm like, well, it's not much, but it's the best we got.
It's something you can track.
I assume Riven would know your nose thing, right?
Yeah.
At this point.
And more to that, I think at some point, maybe tonight, maybe next session, I should explain to everybody what's going on and what Avery is. So
Yeah. Well, on the assumption that I know how your nose works. I know how your nose works, but on the assumption Riven knows. I'm going to say, between my ability to track just footprints and stuff like that, and your ability to smell better, let's try to kind of parse through the crowd, see if you can smell that stinky smell of tummy juice, and I'll see if I note any more soot-stained things.
Yeah, I think that if anybody could do it, it's us. So
please never say tummy juice again.
All right. So, Avery, are you two immediately moving to do this, or are you going to spend I think the 5 to 10 minutes to re-don your armor, Avery?
I think it would be wise if I donned my armor.
Okay.
Would you like me to go back into shadow mode?
I don't think we should split up.
That's the only reason why I think shadowing might be best. just so that I can literally like trail you.
Okay.
But that's
I'll
completely
say
up to
this.
you.
I'll say this. You should do whatever you think is best. Because honestly, I'm not sure. It might be better if you can track and also be like hidden. That could be a good thing.
Meeper, I'm not incredibly well versed on all the stuff of D&D. Is there anything other than like average humanoid things that would be the size of those footprints? Like humanoid races. I can make a check if you want me to.
Have they
Like-
seen any Sibilfafin or whatever in this? Been the deep dwarves and the drow.
I mean, they saw some in the fucking shelter. But
Yeah,
like I said,
we've run into.
it would belong to a small race, but most small races, like unless it was like a Kenku, in which case it would be a bird's foot, not a boot print.
Yeah, but so the assumption is this is humanoid in nature.
Yes, it is
Okay.
definitely humanoid.
Then I can provide no other assistance other than my normal tracking. And then I also have Ashen, so, you know, he can split up and go a separate way as well.
Okay.
Alrighty. Yeah, so you all begin to mingle in with the crowd when you see a large owl sort of land out in front of a larger looking tavern.
Oh. That's a weird owl, but I believe that tavern is where the rest of our party went.
Wheeler owl.
I was talking to Riven.
Yeah, I'll
I-
say
I-
we can just... We can,
Well,
Go ahead, sorry.
no, I'm sorry. So yeah, neither one of us have seen this owl before, but we do recognize, or we know of the tavern. So we have a choice here. We could either go to the tavern, or we could continue our search. Is there any indication that the scent or anything goes to the tavern? Is there a reason that we should be going there, I guess, other than our party members?
I mean, like I said, the footprints dissipated into the crowd, and the crowd is, in the, dirt street of the common folk, which is what this tavern is on.
Okay. And do I currently smell that bile smell?
Not really. This whole area is very pungent.
Kind of
There's
stinky.
just so many people around.
All right, fuck it. Let's go to the tavern and report our findings to our friends and hope for the best.
Okay. I am going to, tell Ashen to stay in this alleyway and, come get us if there's any, like, anything that matches the description of those footprints. I assume he would be able to smell a little bit better than me, but not as well as Avery. But at the same time, just look around.
Can I put Goldshard with your Panther friend? And
Yeah!
Yeah.
That checks out. Cat
I
and
don't
Mouse.
know.
Oh my god, we're making Tom and Jerry.
I don't know if your Panther has like saddlebags or not saddlebags, but like pouches or whatever. But I could put Goldshard in one of those.
I'm just
Or
gonna
they could just chill
add
out.
it.
Goldshard
Yeah,
can ride
they
on
can
his
just
head.
vibe.
Goldshard can ride on his head and do like Ratatouille.
I'm gonna. I've had this idea since the very beginning, and I kind of love this. And I can be like, "Oh, you can give him a pet. He tells me he always wants it." Haven't you heard him talk about that? That's like his favorite thing to talk about.
Cats and food. It's his main two things.
Yeah.
I always wear a hat, so I can't be ratatouille.
I always wear a hat, so Mario can't throw Cappy at me and become me.
Anyways, I leave Gold Shard with. I'm sorry, what's the Panther's name?
Ashen.
Ashen. Okay, I leave Gold Shard with Ashen, and then
Please.
you and I walk to the tavern.
Mm.
Please ensure that the cat does not eat the mouse.
They're both sentient. It's gonna be fine.
Are they
No,
both?
when oh yeah, Ashen. I mean, it is a panther, but
I don't know if Gold
when
Shard's sentient.
when we come back, that bitch is definitely gonna be in Ashen's mouth, just a little tail out, and we're just gonna be like, drop it.
Your panther, your panther definitely has 4 or under intelligence. I don't know about the mouse though.
No, it doesn't have 4 intelligence.
That's the
It's,
maximum
like-
you can be when you pick your animal thing.
It has 8 intelligence. Thank you very much.
What? Is that the default for? Oh, because it's a beast of land, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not just
right,
a panther.
right. Okay.
I have a
That's-
smart panther. Thank you very much. This panther knows algebra.
Yeah,
Right.
it connects to the internet, and it listens to me at all times.
Yeah, it plugs it. I have
And it
plugs in our
constantly
little
requires updates.
Yeah, I have plugs that are in our little book house, and whenever I say Ashen, turn on front door, he
Most-
knows.
Most animals are 4 and under intelligence. That's why there's a lot of like wisdom saving throw spell things that say that they don't work on things that have 4 and under intelligence. Because the idea is they're not meant to work on animals.
Ashton, play Despacito.
Ashen, show me this man's balls.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Yeah.
the rat is going in the mouth. Let's move.
So, Mira, you land in front of the tavern off of your owl, still a little heated over your recent discussion. Are you converting your owl back into not an owl? Or is it just gonna be...
Visually, my owl just kind of inkifies and wraps around my arm and shoulder. And yes,
Okay.
answer your question. And I'm gonna go into the bar.
Do we
Alrighty.
see this? Do we see her becoming not an owl?
I'm not an owl. I'm saying my.
Well,
I have
yeah.
a-
Do
I
we
have a-
see your
yeah.
blob becoming not an owl?
I don't know.
Yeah, you kind of see... You recognize the big floopy wizard
Who
hat.
sees? Riven wouldn't see this. I'm not there. I'm at the bar.
We're
Yeah,
at
that's
the bar.
where they are.
Yeah.
Oh, are we all at the bar now?
I think
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we've just reconvened.
Oh,
our,
okay.
our
okay.
tracking led us there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you all see me land with this giant owl.
I'm just gonna walk over and say, "Nice, real inconspicuous."
Wait, you said your tracking led you to the bar?
Yeah. Well, it like the tracks
It
dead ended
coinc-
into the bar area.
Yeah, it coincided.
Interesting.
So yes,
Lost footprints.
you reconvene at the bar.
More like the barf.
It always goes back to the bar.
We're about to have
Well,
combat, and I just used my only 4th level spell slot. It's okay.
You all sort of tell each other, what happened. Simon, you found out that there's some rabble who will come
Yeah.
by here sort of rarely, once or twice a week. Avery and Riven found a set of tracks going from the shelter. And Mira, you found out that there are other, higher houses in Drow society who aren't quite so cruel, but they are also
Complacent.
not exactly motivated to create change, as well as Mira was unable to speak to the actual highest head there.
I assumed that old lady I spoke to was their matron, and that she just was
No.
sort of incognito.
I'm gonna let everybody in on what I've just learned.
Yeah, let's just say that we all share the information that we have.
Yeah, that was the recap I just did.
So I propose that we stop by the bar every now and then for the next few days or however long we end up staying. Because we might run into these mysterious figures who come and go. And I asked around, by the way, Avery. Not a soul in here, who was in earshot at the very least, has heard the name Mr. Black.
Yeah.
Is there a plot of land by chance next to or across the street from the bar?
Is there a plot to this campaign?
No, but is there an empty plot of land? It doesn't have to be
DM,
that big either.
DM, can I roll for what the fuck is going on anymore? Like, sorry, go ahead.
No, there it's like, of all the places to look for an empty plot of land, this is not one of them.
I was kind of hoping there, or maybe an alley that's just big enough. I just thought it'd be great if I could squeeze my place in, because then we could like keep watch on the bar in style. We can go, it's like a stakeout, but from the inside of my bookshop.
No, this is like an alleyway of building which are shoulder to shoulder.
Can I go on the roof of the building across the street and set up my shop on top of the roof?
You'll probably meet some resistance.
Like people resistance, or like the building will fall down?
Yes.
All the above.
The building will resist the people it's falling down upon.
That's it. That's the one. I assume that we were in earshot of Simon when he was discussing Avery and Mr. Black and blah 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 blah, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask Avery if the person that she's looking for might happen to be of a race of smaller stature.
No. He was a average man. At least the last time I saw him. Gods know what he's been up to.
We don't judge average.
Would he
Oh my god.
don't listen to Brandon ever,
Yeah.
period. Just don't.
Sound advice.
Yeah. Would the person you're looking for happen to work in the company of someone of a smaller stature like that, or
Well, I mean, okay. I think this is actually a good time to spill the beans on everything. So this man that we're looking for, his name is Mr. Black, and that's all I know about him. I know that that's not his real name. It's an alias that he uses. But his whole thing, at least when I met him, was that the order of blood hunters that I represent were becoming extinct, essentially. And this man, driven by pride and preservation, and, decided that if people wouldn't join, he would make them. So he would snatch kids like me off the street, and he would make them monsters to fight monsters. I'm barely human anymore, and neither were my nest mates. I was his favorite, though. He turned many children, but I was the best in the nest. That was sort of my title.
Turned into what?
A monster.
Like what's? Are you a vampire?
Nah, not necessarily. He forced me to die, basically, and resurrect me as something different, something powerful. Very
Outside the
traumatic
game,
event.
you're a reborn?
No, this is
No.
just like this is how blood hunters are born. They're brought to death.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just like the what's his name? The guy who made it.
Matt Mercer.
Yeah, this is like Matt Mercer's thing.
Okay.
we love
so,
him.
And he did that to countless other children. And at the time, I was sort of brainwashed into believing that it was the right thing to do. And I would help him. I would help him kidnap children that wouldn't be missed, that were poor, that were, and it's one of the many sins that I have to live with. But eventually it came to a point where I realized that his ambitions were beyond just saving an ancient practice, but more so... Huh?
Nope, sorry, go on.
And I left. I left the nest, and I've been hunted by my brothers and sisters ever since. Although I do find it strange, I haven't seen them in probably a year, and I don't think that bodes well.
Are blood hunters like witchers?
Basically, kinda, yeah. We're mutants. The tagline on them is like monsters to fight monsters, basically.
Sounds
So
exactly
witchers.
like witchers, yeah.
Yeah, that's a Witcher.
Witchers are
That's-
mutants too. I bet you he bases off witchers.
Probably.
Blood hunters have like they can just do wild shit with their blood.
So can witchers.
Yeah, which is why, like, I will slice my palm open to put my sword on fire. Kind of like Game of Thrones, actually. Stuff like that.
Oh, Red Lady. Red Lady.
Eric
Go
Dondarrion?
crazy.
Well, Mira's
god
gonna
of things.
embrace you and just be like, "You're not a monster to me. I've only known you a short time, but
Oh, I'm a monster. I'm just a monster with a moral compass.
Is that why you're wanting to find this person, or are you even wanting to find this person?
we love and accept you."
So, this person was a father figure to me. They were everything. I mean, they need to be stopped. But I'm not on a path of revenge. However this ends up is going to be very hard on me one way or another.
Do you
It's
love
giving
him?
a Syrian.
That is a complicated question. I don't love what he's doing, but he made me great. He made me strong. He gave me purpose. He took me off the street, and he manipulated me for years.
Trauma builds strength.
It's like his Stockholm syndrome almost.
You're terrified of him, but you don't. You don't hold any resentment for him.
I don't expect you. I know that revenge is something that you seek very badly.
I sought my revenge and I got it. I've been on the run. I don't want revenge. If anything, I am the pursuant of revenge.
The point is I don't really expect you to understand. But this isn't going to be fun for that. Like, I'm not looking forward to doing what I have to do, but he has to be stopped.
Perhaps
Do you have to be the one to do it?
But I told myself all these years, it's the reason I haven't basically, doing the things that I did for him. If I didn't have this as my purpose, I probably would have killed myself if I could. So it's very important to me that he's stopped, because I don't want other children to go through what I did.
The
That's
police
the story.
outside the house disagree, just so you know. They're going wild right now.
Either that, or they heard what you said about killing yourself.
Yeah.
They're like, their shit.
Yep. So,
But yeah, that's the story. That's why we're...
I'm gonna just take one claw and just tap on your teeth, your metal teeth, and be like, "Is that why you got those things?"
Yeah. This is probably a pretty sensitive subject, but he removed my incisors during the process and replaced them.
You mean your canines?
My canines, whatever. And I think that's the sickest part of this, is that was an aesthetic flair. He gave all of us names. And my iron teeth are not part of becoming a blood hunter. It was something that he gave to me to sort of affirm this identity he built for me. And he did that to all the children. All the children have a name that's relevant to a body modification that he did.
I wanna offer something, since apparently our characters have been getting along. I want to go over to Cressida. Catherine, I'm forcing you to RP. I'm gonna ask you if I can take a bone or so. Take a couple bones.
Take all the bones you need, my friend. Do you have any specific requests?
Oh, just bone type. The bone kind.
I have one moment.
Maybe something not hollow.
I can give you a bone from a purple worm's head.
I love a bone from a purple worm's head.
Purple worm poison is what he used to kill me, by the way.
Would that not
I'm
be
gonna
a skull?
I'm gonna crack that bad boy in half and try to whittle a pair of teeth from it.
You know these don't come out, right?
Flip my head to you really quick and say, we can change that.
Also, how big is a purple worm?
Fucking
Big.
huge, sis.
No,
He
I don't
pulled
know
off
that.
like a little nodule from it.
Scalpel. Yeah, little piece of scalp.
I attempt to make teeth.
Meeper's.
You know what?
Sorry. Mira's going to hug Avery. Just a hug.
Mira, actually, I could use your help. You got magic. Help me make teeth.
No, I have a better idea.
I am checking my spells.
So, the iron teeth are a constant reminder of what I need to do. But what we could do is put the teeth on a necklace, and I can wear them like around my neck, like symbolically.
Your iron teeth? Yeah.
No, the ones that you make.
Oh, or that, sure.
Because
Or we
the
could
iron...
put them over top of them. Make tooth cap. Veneers.
I don't.
Veneers. Don't I
I
look like a dentist, I say with my fuzzy hands?
I appreciate the sentiment, Riven. I truly do.
Mira's going to clap.
Mine.
Mira's going to clap her hands together and then pull them apart, and floating in between her hands is a set of perfect dentures. But they go away as soon as her hands part because it's just an illusion.
Okay.
I'm just going to say show off under my breath.
But no, I need the teeth remind me of what I must do. So maybe after this is all done.
Mira's going to nudge you with a book. Just kind of nudge you with a book in her hand. She's like holding it out to you.
I take the book and I dust off the cover and look at it.
It's a dentistry book.
I give it back to you. And I'm like, that's really offensive, actually. Go fuck yourself.
What?
I'm gonna...
Like giving a black person a book on how to bleach their skin.
Oh, God. I'm gonna just pop the teeth in, like, a pocket and say, for a later date, then.
To be clear, she wants to remove them and wear them as a necklace, so I'm showing her how to do that with the book.
No, she wants to take the teeth I'm making out of worm bone.
Oh.
I'm just gonna put it in a pocket and say, for a later date, then.
For a later date. Once this is all over.
Mira's a little pouty now because you were upset because this book, like, it was going to be free too, and Mira never does anything for free.
Well, it wasn't just. I didn't do it like...
Mira puts the book away and sits down pouty.
Well...
For the record, I empathize.
I figured you would, and that's probably why you and I have such a strong bond, you know?
I had to learn to do everything left-handed. Once I...
Yeah, that's the same. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It only
Wait,
took...
are you saying that that missing your teeth and getting metal teeth is worse than losing an arm?
What I'm trying.
No, I'm saying that what I went through is worse than having to learn to do things left-handed.
What I'm saying is, we are our scars. Without this right hand of mine is as much a part of my identity as my eyes. I would be a wholly different person without it.
I didn't originally want to travel with you guys, not only because, you know, it's hard to trust people, but also because I am being hunted by my brothers and sisters, and though it's been a while, I have no doubt that they'll come back, and they want me back. I have a feeling that if we run into Mr. Black, he won't approach me with violence, but he'll try to win me back because...
Wait. Are any of your nest siblings drow?
They were all kinds of people. There were so many of them, and I helped, and I couldn't even tell you.
Were there any that were of shorter stature?
I mean, yeah, when I tell you that I did this, I abducted children for him hundreds of times. I mean, there's a lot of us out there.
I have a theory, but I don't want to pursue it in case I'm wrong. Would you all like to surveil this tavern with me over the course of the next few days, whilst we're going about our other business?
Mira agrees.
Yeah.
All right.
1 second. I need to tell everyone something. I guess if we're all just gonna come out and say what's going on and all that, the truth is I'm also sort of on the run. I'm like in the top 10 most wanted of like the what's the country, Meaver?
Stinky Land.
Northern Continent Academy.
Sorry,
DM
I'm tired.
DM very quickly going through books.
I'm tired and I dissociated a bit. Okay.
I'm wanted in insert country here.
Yeah, it's fuck, I sent it to you. Hold on.
Sent it to me forever ago, but yeah.
I held on to that story for over a year. I'm proud of myself for not just
you
giving
did.
it up.
Even Yen died without knowing that story.
That's true. Yen will never know. Well, maybe she will.
He was your sister. You had an act.
I was the mentally ill sister. That's right.
You were the mentally ill sister.
Did Yen die, or is Yen just missing and we haven't cared?
I don't know. She's probably off with Geralt. They fucking.
Just shunted back to her home universe.
On a unicorn.
In lieu, and was replaced by...
They're not gonna understand that. They're not gonna understand that, Shadow, but that was a good one. Good job.
I understand it. I've played Witcher 3.
Oh. It's a good one.
But it's okay, because Yen was placed by an actual character.
Are you
Yen
saying
was
I should have kept me being wanted a secret?
Excuse me.
There's more
What, me?
backstory. Yeah.
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
Sorry if it came off that way.
No,
I'm
it
just saying.
didn't. It didn't. It's all good.
I'm just saying, I have been searching and waiting for the moment to actually bring that up, because it's part of Avery to not want to share things about herself. But we finally got to a point where it was absolutely necessary, and that's what I've been waiting for.
Which is very funny, because if you remember when you wrote the original Google Doc and you posted it, you said, "It's a story she'll gladly tell you if you ask her."
I believe you, but she's evolved as a character.
The reason Mira brought it now is because you said that you didn't want to get us involved because you're on the run and it would probably bring danger to all of us. But Mira's sort of in that same boat where it's like, the law is after me.
I didn't mean to
No,
it
you
wasn't
didn't do anything. It's all good.
a backhanded thing.
I
Yeah,
no
we
way
get the
felt it
triple
as
threat
that.
of criminals.
Yeah, I was gonna say Simon is also on the run. He has a massive bounty on his head from a noble family.
Yeah,
No.
I can't find it right now, Shadow, but it's a country in the
Northern continent, I know that.
not necessarily northern, but it's stretch. It's the continent of Uneria, I believe.
Urinary.
Urinary tract infection.
Is anybody gonna ask me, Mira, why she's wanted?
We all have our secrets. Do you know?
Yeah, I don't ask questions.
Do you know why I'm wanted?
That was me saying that, not Mira, but sure.
Oh.
I don't know. Why are you wanted?
Well, I don't feel like saying. No, I'm just kidding.
Kaboom. Kaboom.
No, I'm just kidding. Have you heard of the Dillingers?
Have I?
No.
No, I have not.
That makes sense. Noble though they were, they are relatively small in the grand scheme of things. I killed their patriarch, and they... Well, not they. The last remaining son of the Dillinger family has decided to hunt me down, using every means at his disposal. Some short few months ago, we were set upon by a very large bounty hunter clad in very I can only assume it was some sort of advanced armor.
Is that big metal guy we've got in my shop?
No, that's actually a good friend of ours. Well, a good friend of mine. I'm not sure how the rest of the party felt about him.
Well, I'm wanted because I was raised by an academy, essentially, as a servant girl, but I ended up due to circumstances, I was able to actually attend the. And shortly before my graduation, I was sort of cornered by the crowned princess of the realm, and it turns out she quite fancied me. But up until now, she'd been a great friend of mine and supporter, and I owed a lot to her. But I don't feel the same way back to her, and I guess she felt scorned, and so she framed me for theft, among other crimes, and I've been on the run ever since.
Well, it seems like we all have checkered pasts, and surely they won't catch up to us anytime soon. Surely that's just in the past. Nothing bad's gonna happen.
Mine caught up with us quite recently and almost.
That's true.
Almost killed us.
You sound like the narrator from Stanley Parable for a second there.
That's true. Actually, we almost got blammied by a blast from the past of Simon's.
I'm looking forward.
Simon
to
almost left the party that day.
Do you remember the sea elf on the lizard? Someday he's gonna show up.
Like, Mira, my arch nemesis, and you're gonna be like, who? You created a villain.
I have a plan for when he shows back up.
I created a villain with a character who's not in the game anymore. Like,
I have a plan for when they show up. I'm confident in my ability to talk them off of that particular ledge.
I'm gonna take your arm and throw it at him and say, "Back."
Need a hand?
Yeah.
You were ready.
They were.
Let me give you a hand.
They were a reasonable person, and I'm sure they'll continue to be reasonable once they hear the explanation.
They weren't. They were never reasonable.
Yes,
that was their defining.
They were.
That was their defining characteristic. They refused
Taylor
to yield or talk to us at all. Like, what?
Jesus Christ. Taylor. Their defining feature. They were extremely amicable. Extremely amicable. They came
He
with us.
wanted to give- He wanted to give us like 5% each, and then take like 80% to himself.
He
I think
came,
you're
That's
talking
amicable.
to a different
he
person.
came with us willingly and was super chill. All he wanted was a fucking apology, and he attacked us because Defender refused to apologize. That's the only reason.
You're right that Defender was hella rude to him, but I think you're really misremembering some stuff here. We did 99% of the work. Everybody, first of all, Defender wanted to keep him alive. Everybody else was pissed with him to the point of wanting to kill him, and was like, "This guy's an idiot," because he wouldn't agree to let us have more of the reward money, even though we did all the work. He wanted to take almost all of it, and we just get a small share. Do you not remember that?
I remember that, but then he also agreed that we would negotiate further when we got to his client's, location. And everybody kept saying, "Step out of line, we'll kill you. Step out of line, we'll kill you."
Also,
know,
just
furthermore-
saying, Avery and Yen were just like, we could just kill him and take the money, period.
Yep,
Exactly.
I do remember that.
Defender was the one that was like, "How about we give him 10? We give him an equal share." So I counted out, right, all of us. So how many of us was there? 5 or 6 or whatever. I was like, "Let's give him an equal share, 1/6," right? That's what I wanted to do. I was rude about it, but I was what I would call reasonable. This guy, under threat of death from 6 people, was like, "No, I'm not gonna give you guys who did all the work. I'm not gonna give you a bigger share." It was the most insane sea elf of all time.
Anyway, I'm gonna go check on my cat, see if the cat. Or are we still going? I know it's late for
Yeah.
you guys.
We'll go a teensy bit longer. You want to go
Okay.
find your cat in the alley?
I'm gonna go look for my cat and make sure that it hasn't eaten a rat.
All right. Does anyone
Yeah.
else want to join Riven?
I respectfully, I feel like it's almost 1:00. I'm so tired, Meeper.
We are wrapping it up now.
Okay.
Yep, I would like it if my only childhood friend did not die to the hands of like a
My
fucking
ally's
panther.
cat.
Yeah.
Hey, Ashton is a very good boy. He waited by the
believe it.
cellar for you.
No, I know he's a good boy. I don't want to lose Gold Shard.
You get back in gold shards trying to eat the panther.
That would actually be super funny.
Gold shard's like hanging off of its ankle. It's like chewing on its ankle.
Adorable.
Did you see, by the way, that in the bookshop there's a spot for gold shard? There's a little like
Yeah, it's very
House farm?
cute. I like that.
Yeah. So, is anyone going with Avery and Riven to go get the?
Simon has
The
nothing.
pets.
Simon has nothing better to do. He paid for beer. He paid for a couple of drinks for Beerus and Kratos.
I'll go to.
When we get there, I'm just gonna start going like and speaking,
Jesus Christ.
and he's gonna go right back, and I'm gonna get it.
You
I'm
do
gonna
that
know.
too well. That sounds like exactly like what
What is that language? Is that
it's brain rot.
Look
That's
up.
brain rot.
is it from
Taylor
Wreck-It
doesn't have
Ralph?
brain rot.
No, just look up
Taylor
cat
doesn't
brain
have
rot.
brain rot.
Just look up.
Just
cat
look up
brain rot.
Look up
Because it sounds like
Oh,
Too well.
Jesus Christ.
OOIIAAUU.
Stop saying it.
I like hate how good you are at that.
Me and my coworkers, we do like weekly FaceTime calls to pretend we're all in the same office still. It's kind of sad.
It's the same thing.
Me and me and my one coworker keep doing that to each other whenever we get to a sad moment. We're just like, and my one coworker says that she vows to kill us. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
I don't blame them. I really don't. I would kill you too.
She also, like, for being the most pure, she doesn't cuss, she doesn't anything, blah, 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 blah. She did have to explain to both of us what cock warming was.
I don't know what that means.
Apparently it's a thing in the mangas that she read, and I'm like, God, what do you do? It's like sleeping with a penar in.
Oh.
Yeah,
Kind of cute.
learn new things. I know. It's warm. It's
That's
it's like a little
kinda
sleeping bag.
cute.
It is. It's
It's
a
like a
little
little
cute.
sleeping bag.
I'm sorry that I
Oh
think
my
it's
God.
cute.
Oh, Meeper, what are we doing? There's a cat, there's a rat. It's crazy. Tom and Jerry. Oh,
Look in Pelly Gang, Morgan, because you sound exactly like that.
Oh, yours.
Is it the cat? Is it the cat? Is it the cat?
No.
Oh,
No.
Cubert? No,
Play
no.
it. Play it and tell me you don't
no.
sound like that.
I know what that
How is this
Let
the
me.
most serious and also non-serious session we've ever had?
On E. Yeah, there it is. On E. Can I save the? Yes,
Quick-
save
quick.
video.
Quick retcon, quick correction here. I accidentally recounted the wrong backstory from a previous version. Just rewind time here really quick. I'm wanted because the headmaster framed me for theft, and my friend, not lover in any way, no crush on me, my friend, who was the princess, felt betrayed by me and believed the headmaster about me like stealing, and so she declared me wanted, and then I went on. There you go.
Go look at the video I sent. In the meantime, Meeper.
I already
yeah.
sent her the cat brain original.
Well, I sent her another one, so shut the fuck up.
Damn.
Love you, Tommy.
I've seen this before, actually.
Okay, Morgan. Okay, please.
Okay, Hubert.
Morgan.
Okay.
Hubert.
I will. Hey, I am evil Larry. Leave me alone.
If you don't stop right now, there will be a repeat.
So yes, you all catch up, and you find your pets. They seem to be just kind of hanging out in this generally unbusy alleyway. You reunite with them, and you're getting ready to head out when Riven, you notice Ashen kind of look over as if he's sensed something, and you see come out from around the corner a Darrow with boots that are kind of covered up to the bottom of their soles in soot, and he's like, "Hey, cucks! No, sorry, that was rude. Hey, losers! No, sorry, that was rude. Hey, lamos! I'm sorry. Don't leave. Wait.
Who's calling us a loser?
Who's calling us a cuck?
This just random Darrow who's just kind of come around the corner.
What's a Darrow?
A Darrow is like the twisted, fucked up cousins of dwarves.
Okay. Are they
so
small?
Catherine.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Are those the ones that are like little? Are those the ones that are like little kleptomaniacs who don't even realize that they've stolen something?
Not really.
That sounds like Catherine, all right.
I know there's a race in D&D. I don't know if they're playable or not. They're like gnomes, but they're like little kleptomaniacs, and they don't even realize they're stealing until they're called out on it. But nobody ever believes them because, like, yeah, of course they're gonna be like, "Oh, I didn't know I stole that. Is this yours? My bad."
That sounds like Scritch when it comes to checking pockets.
No,
I'm just gonna like crouch down and be like, "Can I help you?"
I saw you all poking around because you don't like those Moik people. And I don't like them either. So I thought, we could not like them together. Maybe do something about it.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh no, not you
Oh,
two.
What were
God,
you?
please help us.
What were you suggesting, my friend?
I mean, they, I kind of have to show you, but like, I got something we can do to just really piss them off. That sounds fun.
Oh, well then lead the way.
What was the name of the clan that like the first one that's burning shit and stuff? What's that name?
Moik.
Can I ask the guy? Do you know who the Madam Mother is? Moik, Matron Mother.
Yeah. Didn't you talk to her earlier today, or did I see somebody else who looked like you?
Wait. You saw us doing that, but then you also saw these guys go into there. And who are you? Why are you watching all of us? How did you watch all of us?
I mean, I was just walking by, and most people are Drow or Dirigar or Drow. And I saw you all walk in, and you were like, walked out really mad, and I'm like, oh, been there. And then I saw you walking off and creeping off and stuff.
Sleeping off and deeping off.
We could just give this guy a gun and send him in the direction of that lady, couldn't we? Like,
I actually do have a spare gun.
And then we just be like, okay, go pay her a visit, and then we're out of the town. We just go north.
Well,
Get out of here before anything even happens.
Go ahead, my friend. Show us where you're talking about.
Okie dokie.
Morgan, I'll show you. Morgan, stop. Morgan.
This guy seems
Did you feel it? Did you feel it charging in the air like static electricity?
No, they're messaging me with ooh ee ah.
Oh. Because I felt it charging in the air like static electricity.
Ooh ee ooh ah wing twang wanna bing bang.
That ain't even how it goes.
Your millennial is shoning. Shoning?
Shoning.
The Chipmunk song, I got that right, didn't I? Ooh ee.
No.
Let me.
That was a song before the Chipmunks.
Correct.
Ooh ee ooh ah wang twang wanna bing bang.
Nope. Meeper, hit the noise, Meeper, hit the noise.
Hit the quarter, hit the coin.
Hit the dab.
Oh, you're
I'm
right.
doing it wrong.
Technically, she did it wrong twice.
It's Tig. It's Ting Tang Walla Walla Bing Bang.
No.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
I thought it was Wang Tang.
Ting.
No. Jar that bad boy.
That's such a Taylor thing to do to get something like stupid wrong.
And pretty soon it's gonna be a very Izzy thing to do.
I was recently asked, why do I act like I'm always being bullied? I wonder why. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
hey, if I get bullied for ooh-ee-eeing, you have to get bullied for being bad at words.
I feel bullied for your ooh-ee-ee. I feel bullied by that.
You love my ooh-ee-ee-ah.
That's the bullying. Is the ooh-ee-eeing.
But Evil Larry told me to.
Follow the little crazy guy. Are you in combat yet? Because this is totally an ambush.
It's not an ambush. It's not a trap.
Yes, you follow him to what appears to be almost like a small, little park. You see a sort of limestone depiction of Kaio, and he just kind of continues onward. And he's kind of like talking the whole time, and he's like, "Oh yeah, these guys suck. I was renting a house. Well, my friend was renting. Well, somebody who didn't know I was there, but we would be friends if they knew I was there. I was staying in the house. They lit it on fire. I didn't have any stuff to take out, but if I did, that would have been annoying. Anyway,
do you have a picture of this guy?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, these parks are pretty good. Most drow don't come by here. I don't like this kind of stuff, but I think it's pretty and nice. And then down this back alleyway, there's like space in between the buildings. That's usually where we hang out at. That's where we have some stuff that'll piss these guys off, mostly because we stole it from them, so they're probably already mad about it, but now they'll be extra mad. And yeah, you see him kind of slip between an alleyway and go through what is clearly like a door that was put in place of an area that was cut out of an existing wall.
I follow.
You're not doing a good job convincing. Well, maybe convincing Simon, but
I'm convinced. This sounds fun.
He doesn't have a thought behind those eyes. This isn't an ambush.
We're going into
Nah,
the
this is just a cutie patootie.
We're going into the Underdark's Underdark.
Turns out it's just turns out it's just the surface again.
It's the surface, but China.
Yeah.
Oh, we made it all the way through.
We went so far into the Underdark, we fulfilled every child's childhood dream digging in their backyard.
What the fuck are you doing?
I'm walking here.
My cat's about to hang himself.
Nice. All right. So you all, or some of you, opt to go into this room. We'll figure out who all does and does not next time, but I think that's where we'll end it.
This has been an interesting session.
White.
Yes.